Hey y'all, what's going on? It's the Culture Critiques panel. We are back again to discuss the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City's Season 5, Episode 9, which is entitled Revenge is Best Served Coach. Okay, let's get into it.
Let's go. Hi guys. Hey Barb, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you? Let me just say, this episode, I don't know if it was just me. Hopefully I speak for, more than just myself when I say, I don't know if I was just feeling super good. I don't know what it was, but this episode in particular gave me that old school, like classic Real Housewives feel a little bit that we used to get when we would see, the classic trips, with the husbands and everything, and these people getting it. It was a lot going on, and it definitely brought me back to that happy place that I was, at one point in time with some of the other franchises. I don't know. We don't know what the ratings say just yet, but Salt Lake City is giving, y'all, and I'm gonna continue to be down here talk about it if y'all will have me. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely, because it is giving, and I agree with you. It does feel like old school when we first, got on and like Atlanta to see Black excellence and them just spending money and their closets is as big as a whole 4 closets, like all that stuff was just bomb. So yeah, to circle back around to like what it started as and what we are accustomed to seeing, I'm enjoying it. Thank you, Bronwyn. Thank you, Todd. We appreciate you.
Yes. But actually, let me not jump the queue here. Y'all already know what to do. We tell you time and time every single week. Y'all already know we are streaming from both of our channels. So go on ahead, hit that like button for us both, please, and thank you. And while you're at it, if you're not subscribed to one, but you're subscribed to the other, or you're not subscribed to anybody at all, make sure you hit that subscription button on both channels as well as the notification bell so you know every single time we make an upload. And we would love to continue the conversation in that comment section below, because I already know we're gonna have a lot to say about this episode. And we got the mid-season trailer, so we want to know your thoughts on everything, y'all, down in the comment section if you do not catch this during the premiere. Also, share us with other people, and I think that is it. Shout out to everybody who's watching on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. If you guys would be so kind to come on over here to the YouTube and make sure you are subscribed as well. Shout out to the 7 of you guys that are in there. And I think that's everything.
Almost one other thing, just in case you guys missed, me and Barb went live.
Oh yeah.
On Tuesday. What's today? Thursday. So on Tuesday we did the one for last week, which was episode 8, right? So episode 8, and so you guys can go check that out if you have not. Don't go check it out on my channel because for whatever reason I had to switch in the matrix, and so I only got the first 12 minutes. But in the comments it does say you want to watch the full episode, come to Barb's channel. So just in case you missed last week, or you're gonna watch this one and oh man, I don't know what happened last week, go catch us. Go get the playback real quick. That's all. I think
I'm glad you said that, because we were kind of rolling at a different pace with that episode. We didn't get it to you guys in time last week, so make sure you know where everything started at with the trip and all that. So go ahead, hit that up. And what else was I gonna say? I'm gonna say something else. I don't remember. Yeah, as well as we've made some other, uploads. Of course, you did your Bell Collective. I did some other Housewives content. So just make sure you guys are frequenting the channels. Click around, watch a couple things, like a couple things. Y'all know what to do.
Yeah. Because my other Bell Collective will be out If not today, it will be out tomorrow. But yes, the one from this Friday. I just did the first one, the second episode, and then Friday tomorrow is the night it starts. So I mean, so yeah, we got content coming y'all way, people.
We sure do, y'all. And now we can say hi to everybody who is in the chat. Kimmy was here bright and early. We appreciate you always, Kimmy. We love you so much. Good to know you were caught up because you always give some good comments, good perspective. We value your opinion down here. So thank you for coming through and, spreading the support around. Robert Jr., you could have at least grabbed a plate. Oh my God. I know Mary freaked out about them eating in that room. Yes, that is exactly why we appreciate you, Kimmy. That is something that I'm going to expound upon once we get to that point. Meredith, here's an apology. I should probably just pin that to the top because.
Come on now, you can pin that to her forehead and she's still not gonna get it.
This felt like this is why I love you, Kimmy. We see each other. It gave that. And I was just sitting here smiling like, oh my God. Like 4 minutes in, I was like, oh my God, I'm not ready for this table scene, this all hands lunch. Like I was like, oh my God, where are we about to go with this?
Right.
Hey,
always that girl number one. How are you today? We hope you are having a great day today and all that good stuff. Thank you. Make sure you're hitting the like button on both our channels. Even though I already know girl. I know you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey Michelle.
Michelle.
You back joining us. You had me at Stitches last week, so I already know it's going to be a key in these comments today.
For sure.
It is.
Yes, let us see the cuties.
Big Daddy Todd is new hater of his own wife's show. LOL. You can tell he just isn't having it. I have this is probably one of the areas I have the most to say. We're gonna get into it, Michelle. Don't you worry.
Yes. Hey, Colette.
Hey, Carla.
Hey, Carla. That's my girlfriend all the way in Tennessee. Oh my gosh.
Shout out to Tennessee. Okay.
Yes. Oh my God. Oh, I'll call him Red Cup Seth. Gotta be lucky I didn't bring one up here. I'm drinking my coffee this morning because it's cold. I mean, it's sunny, but it's cold. Okay, let's be clear.
Yeah, we have a lot to say, y'all. So without further ado, where are my notes? They're right here.
Let me get mine going.
Okay,
I'm sorry, husband. Was I loud?
Huh?
I said, husband, was I loud? I love you.
Oh, that's not even where they see. I have like so many pre-notes before the notes even start because I was already just.
I'll do a second jabs. I'm just gonna go light my room up real quick. And I mean with the sunlight, not with nothing else. Okay.
Okay. So y'all already know where the episode began. Off the heels of last week's episode, which is between Lisa and John. They're about to have this little private conversation, because Lisa's voice carries and travels. So they step outside to have a conversation and she's trying to wipe away some invisible tears. Did you guys see the tears? I didn't really see them, but okay.
Girl, mess that makeup up, heck no.
And he opens up the conversation by saying that, at first it seemed like you guys were kind of getting along out there in the hot tub. And then all of a sudden we turned around and things were going left. Like, what happened? And Lisa immediately ropes Whitney into things, saying that when it comes to her situation with Angie and even her situation with Bronwyn, Whitney is the common denominator. She is at the heart of the situation. And so then John responds by saying that, well, if that's the case, then you need to have a one-on-one conversation with Bronwyn where nobody else is around, where it could just be you two, airing it out and so we can move on from this. And, she agrees that, this is a conversation she wants to have when no one's around and all that. But I don't think that she's going into it with the same mindset that, Bronwyn is going into it. So what do you have to say about this little one-on-one between her and John?
What I have to say is, Lisa, you're the common denominator. Stop putting it on Whitney. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, literally, what are you talking about? And maybe, it's because she's sitting where she's sitting and, she doesn't see anybody but herself and she's the victim. Yeah, she's the common denominator. I don't know what she's talking about, and I really wish she would take accountability for some of the things. And I found it funny. Oh, I just want to fix everything with Bronwyn now. That's all I really want to do. I just want to spend time with her. That's what I came to do. It took Todd giving your husband an ultimatum for you to decide. Oh yeah, I'm here for them, girl. No, okay, girl. Okay. That's all I gotta say about that. Like literally, she's on my nerve now.
What I have to say about where is it? Because I was y'all. You see our social scrolling along the bottom. Please follow me. I mean, obviously the ones that are watching on X, you already know where to find me. But I was definitely live tweeting last night, and what I had to say about that was, not Lisa. You don't want to leave because you came there to indulge in Bronwyn's coin, and that's okay, boo. I'd be doing the same thing. So I think that's all of what it came down to for her, is that she didn't want to be kicked off the trip. One, we know you don't get paid if your face is not in the camera. And two, like, yeah, if there's one other person in the world that Lisa can be jealous of, it's going to be Bronwyn and her coin. We've known that since episode 1 of this season, when we found out how they first, crossed paths and all that or whatever. Bronwyn is somebody that Lisa admires, so no, she wasn't going nowhere. And that would have made her look like she was in the wrong anyway. So she's not going to ever admit that.
You got that right. Not even the looks, the what do they call it? The aesthetics, the oculus of it all. Yeah, no, she's not about to do none of that. She's not because, like you said, she's not going. That's like taking accountability. Well, you know what? I think that I'm a lead because I'm owing an apology, and that's how somebody would act if somebody had wronged them. So yeah, no, Lisa, goodbye, hello, and goodbye, all at the same time.
Exactly. But that was all that we got with them too. It wasn't a very lengthy conversation. Right. I mean, John is a man of, I guess, few words anyway, so I wasn't really expecting that to be a lot of conversation. Meanwhile, Todd, he's trying to get things back on track too. He's telling Bronwyn, now that he's addressed the issue and everything, he's got a work call, he's got to wrap up, and then they're going to sit down, have a nice lunch, have a nice afternoon. Everything is going to be, rainbows and sunshine and the whole nine, right? So, and then Lisa also tried to make it seem like she was like, oh my God, no, I want to stay because I want to celebrate the couple and everything. And in addition to, she was trying to make it seem like she really wanted to patch things up with Bronwyn, but in order to do so, just as we said, that accountability needs to be there, and it's not.
With that. So, lead with that. You got there. You was standoffish the whole time. You didn't look like you had anything, no problems with her. So that's weird. Go ahead.
But instead she led with, she did break the silence first at the table because it was really awkward at first. Everybody's kind of just like, so like, we just had a whole, like, a tornado that happened 5 minutes ago, and now we're just supposed to sit here and eat our salad as if nothing happened. Super awkward.
Before you go on, you know what I cannot stand? I cannot stand when all you hear at the table is the scraping of a plate or the fork or the napkin, the drink, the ice,
my stomach growling,
all of that, like literally the chips and the salsa and hello, like we all not mad at each other. So can somebody talk? Like literally,
exactly. Lisa breaks the silence first by saying that she is sitting, it's her, and then Bronwyn's right here. And was it just me, or was anybody else immediately confused? Because I'm like, wait, I thought you guys were supposed to talk in private around nobody else. Like, Lisa, you are incapable of whispering. So why would you try to have that down here at the end of the tape? Like, that's not private enough, Lisa, but okay, whatever. I was so confused. Anyway, what she says is, when it comes to Heather, it's not that there's something to defend as much as she was just trying to express her feelings. And it was just a difficult conversation. It was difficult for her to have a conversation with Bronwyn about her feelings. And that's just a conversation that her and Heather need to have. And it doesn't involve Lisa. She wasn't even there for the initial conversation. I was really confused by that. And then she goes on to say, whereas, you know, when it comes down to somebody who's lying on me, and she points to Whitney at this point, and Whitney's sitting, I think I have a picture actually. Whitney's sitting at the other side of the table, like,
how getting this?
Exactly. But she was ready. She was ready for it. And she was like, you know what? I'm actually not lying about you, Lisa. I'm telling you the exact information that was told to me. So full stop. And of course, Lisa's like, no, did you even ask me? Like, where's the proof? I want to see the proof. Like, what's up with that? And so at this point, Brown was like, well, I'm clearly not about to get an apology, because now, you know, everybody's going to feel moved to air their grievances out with Lisa as well. So Whitney and Lisa start going back and forth, full blown back and forth, only for John to eventually jump in. Or no, not even John. Whitney says how she felt so uneasy by how Lisa was coming, and even that was solidified even more when she jumped up and charged at her husband. And Lisa's like, well, first of all, I think your husband is grown enough to be able to defend himself first and foremost. And you're talking about uneasy when I'm the one who should be talking about uneasy, because when he jumped up in my face talking about some F-U-C-K, F-U-C-K, F-U-C-K. And then so Justin's like, wait, first of all, that's not even how I came at you at all, Lisa. Like, there was no F-U-C-Ks back to back like that. So let's stop. And of course, Lisa's like, oh, sure. And he's like, you know, Lisa, you're crazy. You're just completely crazy. Lisa still wanting to see the proof. She's like, you know what? There's more proof in my tequila, Whitney, than there is in your whole body.
That's not what I heard. That's not what Todd's saying.
We're gonna get into that too. So again, they're going back and forth, but then John, good old knight in shining armor, John Barlow, comes to save the day, y'all. And he looks to Whitney to say, like, did you ask Lisa, did she do it or whatever? How about you go and just ask her with a straight up question mark, did she do it, or however he put it. And so Whitney asks Lisa, and then Lisa's like, no.
That's it. That's over. That's it. That's all you need to know. That's it. And my wife ain't never lied on nobody at this table. Yikes. Why you say that?
Yes, wrapped up with the most beautiful bow. Bronwyn is like, oh my gosh, like, shout outs to John Barlow of all people. Like, who knew that he would have to come in and help handle all the wives drama? Like, just epic, right? And did you guys catch that little there was like a little snippet, and it was like them in the hot tub and stuff and all that. I thought that was cute, like the editing they did with that little 2.2 second little thing. That was cute.
Yeah.
But John also continues his peacemaking by saying, you know, Whitney, did you ever lie about anything when it comes to Lisa? And Whitney's like, no, I never lied about anything when it came to you. I might have said mean things that I felt at the time, but I never, you know, lied on you or anything like that, or anybody at the table too. But before John can completely wrap things up with his peacemaking, Sean jumps in to say, wait, but that's not what I heard, because last time I checked, didn't you tell somebody that you're an effing bitch?
Angie was like, yeah, she said it to me.
Yeah, she said it to me.
She said it to me.
Right here, this person right here. And he goes on to talk about how that was borderline abusive. He's actually had to witness his wife endure this type of verbal abuse on multiple like occasions, I guess. And he didn't quite like it. So Lisa actually finds it in herself to say that she's not been abusive to her, and she doesn't know why. She says it in her confessional. She's like, I don't even know why her husband is even talking to me, because she takes jabs at his stature, of course, saying that, like, I'm surprised he could even see like over the table, or I could even see him over the table or whatever. Tell us how you really feel. You know, she'll always have those spontaneous utterances of how she really feels. And she uses the justification that she always uses, which is, I just have a different way of speaking. It's different from y'all. And if you don't understand it, then so be it, pretty much. But if I did hurt you, I'm sorry.
That's a backhanded.
So backhanded, but y'all, they're saved by the bell. We get some comedic relief from none other than Seth.
Red Cup Seth.
Red Cup Seth Marks. He leans in to say and asks everybody, when you eat asparagus, does that make your urine smell?
Yeah. Everybody's hands. Raise a hand. Everybody raise their hand. Oh, it's just not me. No, Red Cup Seth. No, it's not just you. Yours probably smell like whatever's in the red cup. But I'm just saying.
That part. I get it. I definitely do. Because like we said, it was not the scraping on the plates and all that was not giving.
Carrie.
Appreciate it, Carrie. Thank you so much. I'd have invited her to smell the scratch and sniff snicker on the bottom of the pool than have a fake combo from Lisa.
It is so annoying to watch everyone kind of tippy toe around her when we all know that she's the one, like literally not taking accountability, setting these fires here and there, and then like everybody's coming for me. Like, no, girl, you keep putting your hands in everything and talking to everybody sideways, and your husband's not gonna be able to keep dousing out these fires. Like you keep putting him in bad situations. And I feel bad for John, but again, I don't, because I'm gonna need him to understand. Tell her to release your BALLs. Okay, tell her to release them. Let them go so you can have them, because they're on your body. Okay, let's do that. Did I have anything else to say about before you move on? Because just making sure, because all my stuff is just like we said about accountability. I already told you about the awkward eating crap. I don't like that. The conversation, but I could have swore, about Lisa. I don't understand. Here's the thing, John. Hey, Lisa, I think you should, pull her to the side and y'all have a conversation. She turns around and does the exact opposite. Hey, my feisty girl. I saw you in the chat. Hey, girl. But
hi, feisty.
Here's my thing. She literally took what you said and said, the middle finger, not this one, the middle one, and said, no, I'm going to do it right here, right now, and never mind. Because I think I'm right, because I'm the narcissist, and I think I'm right. So I'm about to make a point in front of all these people. And so that's why you're getting your ass handed to you, because you thought the wrong way. You thought. Stop thinking. Brainless. Stop thinking. Okay, let me see what else I got to say about this big narcissist bonehead. Like, oh, she gets on my nerve. And yeah, Red Cup Seth with the icebreaker. Thank goodness he did that, because literally it's like pockets of that. Like they go into these things and then they come out of it, and then you go into this thing and then they come out of it. So I'll kudos to Red Cup Seth for pulling that up. I love that. And then what I put, it was totally uncalled for Lisa to point. Oh, it was totally uncalled for Lisa to point out Whitney and say, I just in that moment I was like, you don't have no resolve. You don't want no resolve. You keep poking the bear. You keep doing this to her. Like every moment you get, every time Whitney go to speak, you like, no, Whitney, it's you. Like, no, girl, it's you, Lisa. Like, stop. I'm annoyed with that. I'm really annoyed with that. What I put? It is so bored. Oh, okay. That's it. Wait, but
yeah. I agree 1,000%. I definitely do. Let's hit these comments before we move on to the next scene. Seth, Red Cup needs to stop mimicking his side chick. He obviously has LOL somewhere away from Meredith. Yeah, probably in Ohio, right?
Because we ain't heard him tell his wife this season, so babe, come move with us. Come move back, come stay with me. Come at least come on a trip with me. I ain't heard him say nothing. Just saying, hey, Auntie Bernice.
Just saying, hey, Auntie Bernice, slow, Bigot, slow. Robert Jr. is slow, and so is daughter-in-law. Malibu Most Wanted. Seth can shut up. Oh my goodness, John, your wife ain't ish, and your week is too.
Hello.
And we're gonna. I feel like I was even more solidified in my mindset on the Barlows probably during the ending scene. Actually, all this is not surprising, but that ending scene really just.
It's the lead up. It's the lead up. It's the lead up, and let her do, and let her do, and let her do. And now that it's spilling over to the husbands, that's a problem.
That's what it is. I'm sorry for the blatant gloating.
Yes,
I do.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, going back to that, like I feel like the only reason why I can maybe see myself getting annoyed by it maybe now is because I'm not sure it's from, as long as it's from an honest place and you not thinking like you genuinely are better than other people, that's where I have to draw the line. When you really do think like, okay, because I have all this money, I think I know I'm better, that's an issue for me. But if we're talking about like Todd and stuff like that, my viewpoint on him, I don't know exactly where I stand right now. And if that is the case, if he is somebody who thinks that they are like better than people or whatever, then no, then I take back everything I said. Then no, no, that's not cool.
And one other point I want to make is that the fact that Lisa has selective memory when it comes to Justin, that she's like, like she was like, he said FFF, and literally he repeated what she said, which was when she walked up to her husband, Whitney's husband, Justin, and said, your wife is an effing liar. And he turned around and said, no, my wife is not an effing liar. And then for John to sit here and say, he owes my wife an apology for cussing her. Like, the cussing came from your wife. So, like, let's be clear. When y'all say all these things, just be prepared in the reunion to eat up all these words, and everything that you say that should be to you, be able to do that to them, because literally you're saying the stuff like you're right, but it's just coming from the wrong way. And like literally, so weird.
Facts. Hey, LaDonna. It is very odd. And yes, thank you, Kimmy, my beloved mod. Yeah, if you do have to say some cuss words, please, because YouTube can be a hater sometimes, y'all. Todd treats Bronwyn like she's property, not a wife. Trust me, I'm full speed ahead trying to get to that part. Bronwyn is the rich one in SLC. She's humble and it drives Lisa. Yes. That's crazy. I love it. Yes. I totally see it that same way. That's why I said Todd. I still don't think that's no. My viewpoint on Bronwyn hasn't changed. I don't think that she uses her money. No, I did feel like that. I feel like a little bit in the beginning where when she came in with that red coat and all that, I was like, okay, are you somebody who only likes nice things because you could say that you have the nice things? But I really do feel like
she's eclectic. She's very eclectic.
Money, at this point, I think she uses her money to like just create like fun experiences, not even just for herself, but for others around her. And I say that because I saw her on Instagram. I was looking at her Instagram, and she actually did like I want to say it was last week. She flew, I guess all her friends they flew somewhere, and she was doing like this Western style, like girls trip or something. And she got like all these like cowgirl like outfits and different stuff. And I just think that she tries to just create good time.
Memories.
Yeah.
Moments and memories. Yeah.
That. Yeah. Okay. So before they can move along they're going to do some beach volleyball, we actually take things back over to Salt Lake City, y'all. We get a scene between Mary. She goes in to check on her son, who is laid up in a bedroom that is kind of low-key in shambles. Him and the wife, that's not the wife, that's the wife, that's not the wife, are laid up in the bed eating. I don't even know if they were eating donuts, cronuts, something like that in the bed. And she's going in to check on him, of course. And she's looking around, noticing all the mess and stuff. And she's asking him, like, what is his plans for the week and everything. And he's like, he doesn't know, to be honest. And in her confessional, she sounds super concerned, saying that, this is not usually how he is. He's usually very ambitious. And right now she's just not seeing that from him. He's being super lazy. He's just not doing anything. and she's trying to encourage him to be productive. She's trying to tell him, like, you know, you need to get up, you get yourself together, you need to comb your hair. He's like, yeah, I did a little bit. And she says that she feels like she's losing him, and that's something she said before. She feels like a part of it is a big part of it. She holds a lot of guilt from, because of how she spoiled him and everything, and she's, you know, now in a place where she's willing to do whatever it takes to get him out of this rut, back on a good track. And it's just really hard for her right now. She wants him to be ready, you know, to move on and be an adult and do for himself, but that's not what we're seeing in this scene, y'all. That's not what we're seeing at all. This was awkward for me. Every time we see them, it's going to be awkward and uncomfortable for me, because it's like, okay, are y'all on something? Are you not? Are you, like, what's going on? We obviously know, even if they were sober in this scene, that something is still going on. There's still a problem there. So it's just uncomfortable for me as a viewer to watch this, because this is something that we might not be able to relate to, the wealth or the $4 million necklaces and stuff like that. But for me, like, this is something that I don't deal with addiction or anything like that personally, but I have seen, you know, close friends, family members, stuff like that have struggled with this, and it's just uncomfortable, and you hate to see your loved one in that. And of course, you're going to always feel like, you know, what can I do to help, or was there something I could have done in the past that I didn't do? Like, it's gonna, sometimes it eats away at you. So I hope Mary's like, that's why I'm glad she's in a good space with people like Angie, and she seems to still be trying to, like, live and thrive through, you know, some of those
her work, literally through her work, because this is work. I mean, she gets paid to be on this show. It's still her real life.
But if she didn't have this outlet, like, if she didn't have, she obviously, we don't see her, you know, having a huge friend group of people around her all the time doing all the social things. So it's just like, imagine if she didn't even have this outlet, like, she'd just probably be dealing with this, trying to figure it out and navigate it to the best of her abilities. Because where's Robert Sr.? He's not.
I just been waiting this off. That's all. That's the first thing that says, where is Robert Sr.? My problem with that is that, like, there's nobody that shared the load. Like, there's no, where is Robert Sr.? That's your son. He's in trouble. He has an addiction, or what we think is an addiction, because literally we already know, you know, right now, we said that in, you know, stories that he has been in rehab, but at this time, it's just like, wow. For a young lady to come in and move into this house and not take care of at least the responsibility of washing your own ass, making sure your honey washes his ass, making sure he brushes teeth, making sure the room y'all dwell in, this room right here, this one, the one y'all dwell in, that one stays, you know, not smelling like onions and funyuns, okay? Because ain't nobody, let's be clear, that room stinks. Because if there's old food, that's why she keeps asking about
in the bed.
Anything over an hour and it's been sitting in there with y'all, problem. The munchies they had, couldn't even look up and eat, and she feeding him. Girl, I'll punch you in your throat. Why are you feeding my son in front of me? I'm not his girl. Let me calm down, because it gets me irritated, because I have sons, and not that for nothing, I would never want that to happen to me. And I've also been on the other end of that, where I've moved in, and my first kids, my older kid's father, I had to go move. I moved in with them, and I dare not ever left my room like that. Her whole house was spick and span. You think we moved into this place together. We moved out of their place and moved into a place where we had, and so I would never, ever, ever would have did that. And I was what, 19, going on 20 when I had my daughter. Okay, so let's be clear, girl, you ain't incompetent. And if Mary is coming in there checking on y'all, give her the respect to clean up, have the house, that room clean. She's not asking you to clean up no other rooms or nothing. Keep that room clean. That's nasty. And then I definitely feel bad for Mary, because, like, literally, where's Robert? And why haven't we even heard a phone call, a FaceTime, anything? Like, we have not heard nothing. Boo, we ain't even seen the church. Like,
it's being renovated.
on. It's getting renovated. I'm just talking about the people from the church. I'm not talking about the TP. I'm talking about the people in the TP.
That's what I mean. Like, it doesn't seem like she has a close bond to any specific other group of people. So it's like, where's her support system?
Yeah, I just
don't fool her mother. So like,
oh yeah, no.
I'm just kind of confused there. Hi. I don't want to butcher
Madugan? Miss Dugan?
Doggin to you. I'm not sure, but let us know in the comments.
Yes.
Glad to have you here though. I'm still here for Bronwyn. She hasn't deterred me anyways. So,
she ain't taking no boats yet.
I would love to that vacation. Y'all check out her Instagram. It looked like they had a little cute time. She uses her wealth to replace the lack of love in her marriage as well for attention from other people. Okay.
That's for the people in the back. That is definitely for the people in the back.
Oh, I wasn't ready for this. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Didn't you see Bronwyn give fun to the people at the airport? She dresses up like fun characters. Yeah, I think she just I think she just uses her money to just create fun.
Todd, he gives it back. It's like it's a give back almost.
Todd is protective of Bronwyn and Gwen, and he wasn't having it. I don't like you people, and you think you're going to talk about my daughter. I think I want to hear. I can't wait to get to that part because I think we're all going to have something to contribute.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, my love.
Y'all are making my head big today. Yep, but feel she really wants attention mainly from her husband most of all. I'm going to circle back to this.
We definitely going to pin that. Yeah.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, what to do?
Looking for you because Kevin was already telling me a little bit of how he feels about this episode. So, maybe Seth had to pick up extra shifts for
Bar mitzvah, baby. I can't wait to see
you. Y'all are too much. When you enable a drug addict and don't let them fall, he will keep using her money to use, and he might.
That's why she didn't go on this trip. Because you see, if she wasn't on that trip, she was gone. Oh, he'd be like, "Hey, mom, can you cash at me? Hey, mom."
Or she would be terrified to come home for whatever she would come home.
Oh my gosh, I wasn't even trying to go there. But yes, agreed.
Mary didn't prepare that man for life, and let's be honest, the boy is whipped, and he definitely needs some help. I think multiple things can be true at the same time. Like I always love to say down here, y'all. Robert Sr. isn't living in the same. I don't even. Do they even?
That has nothing to do with what. I'm not sure. No,
we're not even talking about being her husband.
You saw. I said I ain't even seen them on a FaceTime. I ain't seen it. Hello. Oh no, nothing.
Them as a married couple, because let's be frank. Mary don't want that man for real, but he should be there contributing to the parenting of their son. Yes. Not to jump ahead. I like Todd's last episode. This current episode, not at all. Hopefully, Bronwyn returns next season, yet Todd can stay away indefinitely. Sorry, not sorry. Kevin has spoken. And like I told you last night, I was like, going to this episode, I'm like, crap, is Todd gonna make me eat my words from last week, my assessment on him? Because I think I said last week, I asked y'all, like, did you guys feel like he was talking to her like she was inferior or like his child? Or I asked you guys last week how we felt about Todd, and I was very much on the side of no, I think it's fine. I think that they just respect each other so much so that they don't, do the extra banter and try to force the other person to change their minds on stuff. This week,
totally different perspective.
Exactly. He didn't trust Bravo and show and removed himself from it.
I believe that's gonna happen if that happens.
Gary said he was just not filming. He just do half Vegas, half SLC, I think. Yeah, that's the last time she's referred to that man. Yeah, he was checking on the house.
Oh, you talking about Robert? I was like, what are you talking about, Robert Sr.? I heard her say that. I don't give a dang. That phone work. Get him on her talking to him. I need to hear your concern.
He should be dropping in on the
even if it's not him talking to Mary, get him talking to his junior. Like,
I don't know why his voice is not. They should have an intercom in their room, and his voice should come over the intercom saying, "Pick this room up." Like he should be more involved, like making his presence known, even if he's not there in present time physically.
Auntie Bernice said it though. He's spoiled. He's entitled. He been stealing from her since he was younger. And so there was a pattern, or there was things that she didn't nip in the bud, and now it was a pimple. Now it turned into a blackhead, and now it is about to explode. And I just feel like, dang, Mary, I wish you wouldn't have did all that, but you have to, sometimes you have to live and learn. And is that our only kid? That's our only kid, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's just yikes. Ooh, yikes.
It's just so many layers to that. This is another layer right here. I think we're all hitting the nail on the head with this one. Todd is a pass to show him the door. He didn't sign a release for the show. Yeah, but it's the reasons why that we're trying to like highlight here. That's still not an excuse. We will not see good likeness at all. I love when he told Mary they can't handle you. Yeah, I agree. Mary's husband should be there for his son. Yeah, so it looks like we're all in agreement. Todd needs to stay because he keeps the men in check, especially Lisa.
I agree.
Wanted with his always upset wife. Yeah, I do like how he that's why last week I didn't have an issue with him disrupting the brotherhood or whatever. Like I always respect an opposing viewpoint, obviously, but it's some other stuff that he showed that I don't really quite agree with. I'm glad
that's why to your point, sis, too. To your point is that's why I didn't think that the way he was talking to Bronwyn was a big deal, because I feel like he was already in flustered, and so it was like I thought it just kind of like spilled over into her, not so much like, oh yeah, he's like, he's checking her, or I did say though last week, I said he does bottom line some things, and to me, in a partnership, a marriage, it shouldn't be literally one person bottom line in everything. I can see if if that's your dynamic and you talk to your husband and you go to him and he's like, okay, I take the problem and then whatever he says goes. That's how you do it. That's fine. But usually in a partnership, one person don't bottom line it every time. Like bottom line is I'm doing it. Like
not when it involves the other person's actions or feelings stuff. Like you can't just be like, if it's something that you guys are both involved in or whatever, then that's one thing. But no, you can't just dismiss that because it's coming off as dismissive then.
There you go. Yeah, okay. At that point. Okay. I didn't see the last comment. Can you pull that one back up? Because you was about to read it and then I
sorry. I'm glad he shut down the conversation about Gwen, and since Bronwyn knows him, she should have known how it was going to go. He's overprotective of both of them. That's kind of where I was speaking from last week, where it's like they see each other and know each other for how they respond to situations, how they react, their viewpoints on things. Like that's kind of where I saw it. But something that she also admitted in this episode is what moved me to look at it a little bit differently. And that's basing it just solely off of what she admitted in this episode. I can't wait to get to that part, y'all. Loved the production and the theatrics around the volleyball game or whatever. What was that? What was that? Was that supposed to be like bait? No, it wasn't Baywatch. Like
I don't know what the heck that was. The music, I was like, wait, what is this? Is this Top Gun? What are we doing?
Is it Top Gun at first?
It was Top Gun, I think. But let's be clear before you even speak. Sean has the best body out the house husbands. Let's be clear. I don't care if he is a teeny weeny shorty doo-wop. Let's be clear. That man's body is amazing. And him and his wife, when they are together, when they come out, I be like, you get it? Yeah. That's all I have to say. I mean, and that's because I just like the way it looked. I said, boy, you proportioned right, and you got it going on, and you can tell you care about your body, your wife. She, she is a petite little woman, and they just complement each other very well.
Being in the
beauty business,
like I wouldn't expect anything less
at all.
Carry themselves that way. Some other couples, and I can't wait till we get to this party or whatever. Some other couples, they're not too coordinated though. But they play some volleyball. It was nice enough. Everybody was playing, having some fun. They made sure they put on enough sunscreen.
That was sunscreen? I thought that was
or body oil or whatever. I don't know.
I thought they had the special Lisa Brew. That wasn't a special Lisa Brew spray.
Probably. I wouldn't put it past her. But so then they play, and afterwards Bronwyn's like, let's all go get ready, give it like an hour or whatever, then we'll do cocktails and dinner and all that jazz. So they go back inside to get into glam, and I feel like mostly everybody had glam. And Bronwyn's like, first of all, I will celebrate opening a can of tuna fish if I was invited. She loves the party. She loves that stuff. So they always do it big for their anniversary, as she said before. John is asking Lisa if she's ready for this dinner, based off of how the lunch and everything went, like, where are you at with things? And Lisa's like, she's actually ready for dinner. She feels so much better about things between her and Bronwyn, and she knows that that's her friend. Everything is good. John is just relieved that they're not getting kicked out, if you ask me. But as it pertains to Sean and Angie, she's still not knowing, how she feels, because it just like changes so much, with this group and with Lisa and everything. Lisa also tells John about what Meredith told her and Heather at the spa about her feelings being hurt by Sean's comments and all that, and how he didn't apologize. Whitney's whole thing was that she feels like kind of awkward because Lisa isn't even talking to her at all since lunch, and it's just like, how am I supposed to move on? How am I supposed to trust her? How are we gonna get through this? But at the same time, do I even really give a fuck anymore? Like, I wouldn't. And we also see that Miss Bronwyn, we're speaking of riches and money and all that, we see her don her new $4 million 170 carat necklace to the party. So yeah, everybody, well, let me not say everybody, most people were dressed to the nines, y'all. And so they all head out back. I wish I would have got some pictures of the setup, because it was really cool, nice setup and everything. Really, really nice layout. They have a mariachi band, and they also invited some outside friends. So it was giving like real party or whatever, right? Angie, I know, we all have our opinions on all of them, but Angie, I always have a soft spot for her, because when she kicked her shoes off, I definitely kikied, because her heels were sinking, and she was like, you know what, they didn't even go with the outfit anyway. Yeah. She kicked her shoes off. And I guess we can get into it now, because everybody's arriving. So when Seth and Meredith walk in, I was like extremely confused by his attire, was also kind of confused by her attire, even though it was kind of on brand. She's always, good for a blazer and stuff like that. And then John and Lisa walked in too, and Lisa's like, oh my God, am I underdressed? And I was like, okay, I'm glad you pointed it out before I did, because I thought that, again, Angie and Sean were spot on. I think they looked really nice. I think that I really loved how Whitney looked. I think she looked really good in that green dress.
Yes.
But I was just confused about those two couples. I don't know about you guys. And Angie actually compliments Bronwyn's new necklace. She's like, oh my God, it's so nice. It's so, it's so extravagant, all the things. And she actually points it out to Lisa as well. She's like, oh yeah, look at this new necklace. I just need to ask you guys, was it just me, or did Lisa's face crack a little bit when she saw her necklace? She was just like, oh my God, stop. Like, oh my God. Oh, and it was almost like she was trying to fight back jealousy tears, if you ask me. Maybe I'm putting 20 on 10. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know in the comments. And what else happened? Oh, this is where, as you said before, Todd has, I don't know if this is a hot mic moment. I don't know if he just didn't care, but Todd let us know how he really felt about Vita Tequila, and that is that it is mediocre. Yeah, he says it's mediocre. I wonder if we're gonna get spin the block on that comment later on, maybe at the reunion. I don't know. Whitney asked Todd about what, because the letters, I didn't know what they meant at first either. The RTN, which I think I took a screenshot. It's because she still has her maiden name. She didn't change her name or anything like that. So he said R stands for Richard, Todd, B stands for Bronwyn, Allison, Newport. Oh, so it's their initials. Okay. Oh, so his first
it's his first, middle, last name as the B, and then you take his name down and put the B for her name, and then
No, it's
it's just both of them tied.
I can't even show you because it's on.
Yeah, but it's like so it was 5 letters. Was it
It's
5?
5.
Okay, so his
RTDN.
2 and then her 3.
Yeah. His
Okay.
first name is actually Richard.
Right,
Richard.
Richard Todd.
I guess.
Yeah,
Richard.
that's about right. That sounds right.
Or wait, I take all that back. Maybe
Yeah, I
his
thought it
last
was.
name is Newport. Maybe it's her 2 or his 2, her 2, and then the last name Newport.
Oh, maybe.
Richard Todd Bronwyn Allison Newport.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that sounds about right. That sounds about right. That sounds right. What you just said.
It was just something to point out because I was really confused as to what they meant too. I'm glad Whitney asked, just like I'm glad that she also threw a little shade by observing the fact that Seth was not dressed to par either. Her and Angie giggled for that for a second. Did you have anything to say about that before we move on to the actual dinner sit
Just the
down?
fact that I love the fact that Todd and Bronwyn both. I like the way they celebrate the anniversary every year, like and they went back and showed us like they went to Paris and a couple of other places. I like that because they just seem like that's what he always out of town anyway, so I just feel like that's the thing for them to do. I put in my notes, thank goodness Lisa has a makeup artist that comes with her, because the makeup artist is the only person that could literally get the same complexion of the spray tan, because she wouldn't be able to do it looking at her neck and her face and putting the 10 layers to get the color. So yeah, I understand why she always have glam with her for the last 20 years, because you need it. Brown's necklace was absolutely stunning. No other words. Mic drop pretty much on that. And I love that I love that she had her friends come down, because it gave it a real moment, just even though this is on TV. But again, they spent their own money. They had their own friends come. I feel like this is not just for television. This ain't like we said last week. This is not a Bravo event. So I love that. I love a mariachi band. That always gets me in the mood. And I'm literally not even playing with you. They literally, it's so fun. And, and especially if you drink a tequila, it's just a key. I love it so much.
Yeah,
It's the best. It literally is fun times. And it just gets you in a good mood as soon as you hear it. Especially when you're, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. When they play that, you'd be like, okay, it's going down. Yeah, Lisa was down dressed. Didn't appreciate her or Meredith. If I were them, because they were there, I would have excused myself and went to go get dressed up and got real cute, because that shit ain't nothing but a wardrobe change.
I would have peeked outside and been like, "Ooh," and I would have. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't.
One or two things could have happened. One or two things can happen. Are we getting dressed up, Bronwyn? What kind of, or is for your dinner party? But you assume that they're celebrating 10 years. Hello, okay, and everything y'all been doing is big. Okay. I'm just saying, hello. I thought it was funny when they showed Lisa talking to her lawyers. And the funniest part about when she was talking to her lawyers, when they was having a key about the lawyer shit, but the part what was funny is when she asked one of the lawyers, "Should I be stressed?" I said, "Now, what kind of damn question is that?" That's how dingleberry she is. You asked a lawyer, "Should I be stressed? Are you stressed or are you not?" Dum dum. Annoying. Okay, I put that in my notes. My mom wanted to speak. The question makes. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to say this next part, because it literally is something that I've noticed that Bronwyn does. It's something she says all the time. So, but I'll talk about it later. So yeah, that's all I got. I'm surprised Lisa didn't jump Bronwyn in her neck is right. Well, I'm glad you brought that up.
Did y'all not see there was not genuine happiness in that look? There was a look of like, oh my God, that's really nice. I wish I had one too. Or like,
what it is?
It's not genuine.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. And I'm gonna tell y'all what it is that y'all are picking up on, and how the haterism of it all. Hey, my son, hi, honey. And so it's what is the funniest thing is, Lisa, up until this point, she's lost rings and thousands of dollars of rings, and then she's found her rings, and sentimental value, and this ring is this much. And so now that we have somebody that got millions of dollars around their neck and in their ears, it's like, how dare you come on my show and then I'll do me? That's what that is. That's what y'all see. That's what y'all see. It's just that's what you're looking at. That's what it looks like when you see it all in its glory.
Yeah. I just was, I could see through, like, she was trying to play it off, but I'm like, you feel some type of way right now and wish that you had that same necklace. And to your point, Michelle, no, do I think that, would I be like, oh my God, I need that $4 million necklace? No, I wouldn't. It wasn't bad by any means, but I mean, if you got it, I mean, I guess, hey, that's what they want to do.
First of all, like, literally, she can only wear it to an outing like that. Like, I'm not walking around.
And even her having it on here now, like, she needs to be careful.
And yeah, now that they, because just not to offset nothing, but Mahomes and Kelsey's from the Chiefs, their house just got robbed.
And yeah, you know what? She actually wears a lot of the necklaces that I promote, through Melinda Maria. She loves Melinda Maria.
Come on.
You got more affordable jewelry.
I love that.
Check the description box below and use the code that's there.
Come on now.
But some of y'all, and I say that to say, a lot of times, yeah, these celebrities don't even always wear their nice stuff out and about in places and stuff like that. They wear a lot of the same stuff that we even wear and stuff like that because of these types of risks. And Bronwyn actually, I'm assuming that's her house, that we've seen the outside of her house. Mm-hmm. How many times have we seen on these shows I can probably name like a million off the top of my head. Doree from Beverly Hills, Teresa got Marlo,
Kenya almost. I think she ended up popping out.
Yeah, freaking what's her name from Jersey got her Ferrari or something stole out of her garage. So I just wanted to shine light on that, because Bronwyn, just be careful now. Like,
it better be going
alone a lot too. Like,
it needs to go in a vault in the bank. Like, literally, go put it in the bank. Go put it in the vault, because literally, and you should show that on not what bank it is, but to show that it's not in my house no more. Y'all don't even come looking for my. Because even my girlfriend, I had a girlfriend that when she got married, her husband gave her a 5-carat ring, and I'm telling you, she would have to flip that thing. She would flip it over, like being around, like literally flip it over or take it off. Like, I'm not about to be moving around with no 5-carat ring on my finger. Like, you just, some things, even though it's beautiful and everything, but I agree, I don't need all that. That's a bit gaudy. Maybe she's going to functions where, they're not fundraising, but like fundraisers and things like that. But literally, what do you need that kind of necklace for? Like, it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. I just couldn't. And then just knowing it's a necklace, like, that's just a lot of money to spend on one thing.
Yeah, I'm good. I would actually have preferred a house. Just buy a house then for
build my house, like, just to build it from the top to the bottom. That's it.
Just put that money in my personal account.
I wonder what her account looked like.
I'm curious. Little known fact, Mary mentioned after season 1, Robert Sr. did not like how he was displayed on TV, hence why he is currently not mentioned, nor aired on RHOSLC. Thank you for that, Kevin. I feel like I probably do that. I probably should have assumed that, but it's still just, my main thing is, at the end of the day, he doesn't want to show up for his wife in this capacity, doing the couples trips and stuff like that. Okay, that's one thing, but I'm never going to let up on the fact that he needs to be present for his son. Like, let's
be clear, sir. They can only portray you only what they can film. So if they portrayed you or you felt some kind of way, you need to fix yourself, because they ain't take nothing but what you gave them. And so unless they spent it in some kind of way, which I don't think, you wasn't on there long enough to even be spent around. So shut up and get out of my face.
It wasn't even really how they were portrayed, though, as much as it was facts that y'all's union is kind of strange. Like, how you
be mad at your wife for the way it came out. Like, once you get the story going,
you didn't have to marry your step granddaughter.
And then there's that.
Anyway,
sorry to NG, not the host.
Lisa said sorry to Angie. Oh, okay. I don't know why that went over my head for a second. Bronwyn is always putting herself down on the low. I don't understand that approval from vain, insecure people like Lisa Mary. I'm glad you brought this up, Andrew.
Oh, good point.
Talk about that too, because I realized too another kind of like Achilles heel, if you will, that Bronwyn has. Y'all are too funny. Oh, thank you for the support. I think he is showing up for Robert Jr. or Mary would divorce him. I don't know, Carrie. Maybe. I hope so. I hope so. That's the thing. I want to be wrong, but I just don't know if I am. I don't know.
Like I said, I just need a phone call, that FaceTime or something. That's all. I just don't even need to see you on the. All I need to know is that you checking in on your son. And that's it. On the phone, she walked away on the phone as Robert Sr. Not even the fact that we had to hear the phone call, just the fact that she walked away and she like this, and they're like on the phone with the pointing fingers like this, saying on the phone, Robert Sr. That's it. That's all I
need. So y'all, going back to this dinner, Bronwyn's like, shows her appreciation to everybody being there and everything. They sit down, they have dinner. Very nice spread. Everybody is appreciative. Everybody's loving it. And there starts to be like some sarcasm. Bronwyn and Todd, the way they refer to their marriage a lot of times is very with a lot of sarcasm, a lot of, some people would say passive aggressiveness. Some people would just call it banter. I want to know what you guys call it exactly. She was just kind of poking fun, and she speaks on their union and everything like that. And of course, Meredith was the first person to pick up on the fact that there's some mild tension, it seems, between Bronwyn and Todd. And two things can be true at the same time. There might be there might be, who knows? But at the same time, Meredith, you would be the one to point it out. You would know what tension between two people look like, two married people. Just saying. So after dinner, Angie actually bought these like whiteboards, and they're gonna play a game of not so newlyweds. Yes. So she of course is asking the questions and everything, and you're supposed to write this. The husbands are supposed to write down what the wives would answer, or however whatever the rules were, y'all.
See if they got the same answer. The couples write the same answer, then they got the correct answer.
In sync and stuff like that. The first question she asked was, who apologizes first? And surprisingly enough, y'all, Lisa apologizes first, and that's actually something they agreed on. So okay, interesting.
You know why? Because she's the one that's always doing the wrong. So she's the one that's probably only apologizing. It ain't a first. You're the one that always is doing something.
Probably just coupled with the fact that she probably needs something from him in that moment, or needs him to do something. So it's probably like I'm sorry for trying to talk to you, but can you just, like, it's probably not genuine. It's just that she's the only person in life that actually she probably like needs his assistance. Anyway, so Seth actually says, him and Meredith both say him, and it's because that is actually his morning mantra. Meredith thinks that she never really is in the wrong, so yeah, there's that. Bronwyn usually apologizes first, and I could see that. And Sean apologizes first, and they are also in agreement with that. Whitney says that she apologized first. Yeah. And then the next question was about, like, what's the husband's favorite sex position? Lisa threw me off at first, trying to act very like prude and very like, oh my gosh, do I have to say that? But she actually does want to, or just I think she said all of them.
Wait, who you talking about?
Lisa. I think she said all of them. She said all, and John was like, Lisa on top, bouncing.
She said all. I thought she didn't answer. I thought she was just so bashful.
Yeah, she actually did write it down. And I was just, that made me think back to what a lot of people say, being that they don't have too much chemistry between them. They don't see the sexual or the attraction between Lisa and John. And I'm like, based on how she acted at first with this game, that tells me, yeah, people might be actually a little right with that one.
I think, before you move on, I think they only have one position they do, and I feel like it's missionary, and I feel like she didn't want to put that on blast. Like, literally, I was like, yeah, I already know what it is, girl. Ain't nobody, girl, please. Ain't nobody, girl, please. Girl, ain't nobody, girl, please. Girl, please.
Yeah.
And here's my other thing.
Thank you for bringing this up, Michelle, because that's also why I said what I said before and threw shade at Meredith, because at first she was all like, oh, because Angie didn't have enough boards for the extra people. And Meredith is like, oh, you could have mine. Like, haha. And she was like being sarcastic, but I feel like her sarcasm was always founded in a lot of truth. And really, she wasn't feeling Seth in that moment. And a lot of it had to do, obviously, with him leaving early. But I just don't think that even if he wasn't leaving, like, they just aren't as good as they are supposed to be, obviously.
Here's my other thing about that part, that question for me. And I'm an open book. I don't really care. Like I would
love to play this game.
I lived enough to play the game. I won't have a problem with it. But in certain, they're all Mormons and all that good stuff, and herself for the Greek. But I'm saying that to say, when you hear like now we doing it, and I do that. Not only I don't want a picture now that I already don't want a picture of my homegirl and my homeboy doing anything, or whoever I'm with. Now I'm going to have a visual of which your favorite is and how you are looking on top of or on the bottom or on the back, bent up, whatever the case may be. I don't want to think about you like that. I don't want to know that's your favorite spot, because that means most of the time that's what you're doing. So I don't know. So, but I feel like I will play the game though. Don't get it twisted. I will play the game.
I will play the game.
I'll play the game too. I'm just saying that's what I think. Not embarrassing, but that's the part where you just be like, oh no, I don't want to know y'all business like that, because now I ain't gonna be able to get out my head. Like I'm not gonna be able to. Every time I see you, I'm gonna see doggy style. Every time I see him, I'm seeing that cowboy turn whatever. I'm gonna see it. I'm sorry.
For me, I think the reversed outlook on it that I guess I can see now is more so because it's not that they're even just doing it in front of themselves. They're doing it in front of the whole world right now. They're playing this game technically in front of us, everybody out there, and family too. Like they don't, they might not want their mom
out of here. Get me out of here.
Know that they like to get hit from the back. Like,
I mean, my gosh, like literally, that's a lot.
I guess I will give them that much. But I mean, I like the games. I like games.
I do like the game, and I like it when it's game night at my homegirl's house and nobody got a video on. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. Game night. So the next question, they're still going around, telling what positions they like or whatever. Whitney, I shouldn't expect anything less from Whitney. Whitney not only gave 1, not 2, but she gave 3 positions, which she likes the cowgirl, she likes the reverse cowgirl, and she loves to give a good old-fashioned BJ. So wasn't surprised there at all. Meredith says it's not up for discussion. Okay, Meredith, whatever, who cares? And the final question though, y'all, was Angie asked who they think their wives' least favorite person at the table is. Lisa says Whitney. Go figure. John says he didn't have time to put anything down.
Good answer.
That was a great answer.
Best answer.
Best possible answer. Angie says Meredith, based off of her first instinct of still working on things between them. But I really liked how John said
her and Seth both put Meredith.
Oh, Seth put Meredith?
I mean, that's Seth. Her and Sean both put Meredith. But he put Mar instead of Mare.
And she was like, yeah, it was not my name, right?
Shut up, girl. Shut up. And I'm mad that they didn't show us what those two picked. They didn't show us what Seth and Meredith picked. They didn't show them to.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I went back. I said, now, wait a minute. Why would they get to see who they picked? Because I want to know if they pick Angie or did they pick Sean? Because if you didn't, that's going to be making me even more when we get to the scene where Sean brings her for filth. When it gets to that point and holding on to grudges and she didn't put their name there or his name there, like literally, I'll be looking at her across the table like, girl, I don't take nothing you say for face value. But go ahead.
Yes, he sure did, LaDonna. Yeah, I'm glad you pointed it out. I didn't even realize that. Angie wrote Lisa with the heart, and Whitney wrote Meredith, and then Justin wrote Lisa. I was surprised that Whitney wrote Meredith and not Lisa. I guess I shouldn't have.
What? You were
I was
surprised?
surprised that Whitney wrote Meredith and not Lisa. She's more upset with Meredith than Lisa.
Ain't that something?
I was trying to understand like why that would be the case, but I couldn't figure out.
Yeah, we gonna have to. Did she must have put a pin in that, and we just forgot what the pin was. Go ahead.
I mean, I know she's upset with Meredith too. I just didn't know it's
Yeah, but I don't remember for what though, or why it was so deep and over Lisa's.
Yeah, that was a little strange to me, but that's where the game concludes, y'all. And then so afterwards, speaking of Whitney, she turns to Lisa to ask if she still thinks that Justin owes her an apology, and of course, Lisa says yes, yeah, she does. And Whitney's like, well, you know, or Lisa says, has he ever been aggressive? Lisa says, yes, ever been, what? I don't know what I wrote. Aggressive. And Whitney follows up and says, well, have you ever been that aggressive with him though? And Lisa's like, you know, of course. Hold on, y'all. My notes are all messed up because I was doing talk to text, of course. Lisa, of course, doesn't feel like she was being aggressive because Lisa never thinks that she's in the wrong, right? She thinks that she was just acting in her frustrations based on what he was saying being a lie. Y'all, then we get a snippet from Bronwyn because she's just completely over it. She's like, are we really doing this again? I'm at the point I'm just going to take ownership for it. So and then take Todd's phone and start some new rumors so that we could just get off this entirely.
Come on, Bronwyn.
And so, but Justin actually comes in to save the day and say, you know, he was saying that his wife wasn't a liar, but at the same time, his reaction was probably stronger than he wishes it would have been, and he does apologize for that. And as soon as he says that, Lisa does also apologize for putting him in that position. What do you feel like that was genuine? How do we feel about that?
I mean, we've been waiting for her to say something about it, so I'm not gonna say it wasn't genuine. It did come out of her mouth. I still feel like when she even is apologetic, it still feels like she's just passing time. It doesn't feel like she's still taking full accountability for what the part she plays in it. So, I don't know. When it comes to Lisa, and she gonna tell on herself anyway. At the end of this episode, I was like, you're a big fat liar. So, yeah, Lisa, I wish she could just at least apologize to Bronwyn. Like somebody said in the chat earlier, you ain't got your head out your own behind to even stop and say to Bronwyn, like literally, I'm sorry. Like literally all this is a lot. And I haven't even acknowledged me and your problem. And so like literally, I feel like especially when you brought it to the table earlier, why ain't you really saying anything to Bronwyn? So showing us her character. I literally can't take this. I can't. I agree with you. I don't like these types of games. I don't want a picture. Honey. Oh no. It's like
funny.
Yeah, Greg Bar Whitney couldn't wait to share all that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was really messy. And like I said, we didn't get to see who really, like I went back and rewound. I say, wait, we don't get to see who Meredith and Seth said. That to me would have set the tone, but they cut stuff. And I'm gonna say it was them. I'm gonna say they put Angie and Sean or one of them on that paper.
You were right. What you were right, Kimmy. You were 100% right. I just my only caveat is that they don't let it go to their head so much so that they actually think that they're better than other people. That's my only thing.
I did have in my notes, I had put this in my notes that one of the things that I noticed about Bronwyn is that when she speaks, do you guys notice that she says, like, you guys ready to eat? Yeah. Like she always leave it with a question. Everything is da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. Like she's asking. So like she's like Bronwyn. Bronwyn, when she talks to people, like if she's in a group setting, like if it's time to eat, she says, yeah, so it's time to eat. Y'all ready to eat? Yeah. With a question mark. And when I hear her say that, I'm like, because done it like 3 times in this episode. Y'all might have not paid attention to it, but I noticed it, and I was like, I feel like if you're doing that, because everybody has something that they might say all the time, or that might be the way she speaks, but I really feel like it's almost like when she's talking to her husband, I feel like it's always she's gonna ask him, it's okay, yeah, like everything is behind that is really how she speaks to her husband. But we're gonna get there and how we feel about what's going on with her and her husband. I wanted to, y'all let me know if y'all ever noticed it, and if y'all didn't, just pay attention to that. Oh yeah, and then the thing about the BJs about with the her saying I don't like when people say now that she got that she owe him. No, I don't. Shut up. Just don't stop. When people say, like when they were talking to Angie, I think Angie brought it up. That necklace that you got, you owe your husband for the rest of your woo woppy wop. No, girl, I worked for it already. What you talking about?
Or you don't know. You don't know.
10 years. 10 years. No. Let's be clear. I've been married.
Fear. You don't know what he did to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't like when people put that type of pressure on other people. You don't know. That man might be. He might have ED. He might not be able to do that. So when you put that out there, it's like, why are you even saying that? Don't put that on her. Like, don't put that in a man's head. Like, yeah, what your girlfriend said. She said you owe me every night. And no, don't. Shut up and you be quiet. Like, let your man buy you something and you owe your man all that. Like, don't do that to people. Don't. I just didn't like it. I don't like that. And he older. Like, don't do that. And it's mixed company.
That happened to me actually this past weekend, which I can
tell you later. What?
There was not like that. Not with the
no. It's just anybody that made you feel like
I just don't like when people are like, oh, like you need to support, or like you need to be whatever to the other person or whatever. When it's just like you don't know like the interdynamics of even like just I don't like when they place extraness on one of the persons in the relationship without knowing the full picture.
That's all. You said it for me. Thank you.
And going back to what you said before, Bronwyn is a people pleaser. Unfortunately, that's her heel is what I'm noticing. Meredith always seems like her inner child's got LOL. Even when I don't know what her problem is. She did say she wanted to F Meredith on season 1. Maybe she mad she ain't got it yet because what happened? Whitney gaslighting Meredith, stealing business ideas and gaslighting. Meredith has her stuff with her too, and I think I made that a point in our video and last week's video or whatever. I noticed some things about Meredith's behavior.
Okay, now I remember Meredith. I mean, Whitney's mad at Meredith because about the bath bomb and all that stuff. Is that contributing to why Whitney would have said Meredith more than Lisa, because she feels like Meredith is running with a narrative like, oh my gosh, she's coming for all my businesses. I got jewelry, here she come with Julie. Oh, I got bath bomb now. I got bath bomb. Like, is that what we are to think?
Ooh.
I give Meredith and Seth a couple more seasons like Colin. Hey, literally, because Seth said some things, he says some things, and like I said earlier, he's gone a lot, and I don't feel like when he was working on the marriage, he was trying to stay home and he was trying to take her with him, and they don't have any small children at home, so she's able to leave more frequently. So for me, I'm like, why is she not like who said that? One of the housewives said, I'm bi-coastal.
Mia.
Mia. She want to be bi-coastal in Mia's words.
That's the thing. When they're not filming, Meredith is known. That's why she has all these new rentals every season, because she doesn't stay in Salt Lake City every day when they're not filming. So I don't understand. Like, are you just? I'm not going to say 3 months. They film for what, 3-4 months or whatever. I'm not going to say during that time period is it not a lot to be away from your significant other or whatever for 2 weeks at a time, 3 weeks at a time. It definitely can be, but I just feel like, when you're not filming or whatever, you move around how you want to, whatever. Why they should have a whole home in Ohio then for her to be able to go to, and when he's there, or they could do better.
And
they
then do the Airbnb when you
have less money. Y'all have money, so you can make it work. Like, no, there should be no excuse. If you want to make it work, you will make it work.
There you go.
You have to want to make it.
Let's go. That's it. That's it. That's all.
Not just one.
Absolutely.
Bronwyn always answers herself when she asks a question like she's seeking approval. Yep.
Hello. Thank you, Michelle. That's what because my words are like literally okay. I can't get the words out, but I know you guys know what I'm saying, and then y'all say it for me in a real quick way. That's it. That's what I'm saying. John took a sneak peek to Justin after the fact he was trying to show that he's tough. Lisa wasn't showing good parenting when she was wanting to fly to LA because she didn't want to ride and coach. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. You already know she just did too much.
But yes, we are. Let's wrap up, or let's move over to Meredith airing her grievances at the table with Sean. She turns to Sean after the Whitney and Lisa of it all, and she tells him how, you know, she did appreciate their conversation the other day or whatever, but she did still leave that conversation feeling some type of way, feeling upset because she didn't receive an apology from him. Even once she told him how what he said had hurt her and, you know, made her super upset. And Sean's like, you know what? One of my biggest pet peeves actually is me, you know, is the fact that we left that situation, said everything that we had to say. You made it seem like everything was cool. I thought everything was cool, only for us to get here now and find out that you've been sitting on this. Like that makes me feel some type of way, first and foremost. And then also he is standing 10 toes down in the fact that he's never said it. Like, what is it that you're saying that I said? Like, where's the proof? Like, what are you talking about? And Whitney I don't know if you guys picked up on Whitney continuously jumping in during this time to be like, yeah, Meredith, where's the proof? Where's the proof, Meredith? Show the proof. I just thought that was interesting. And Meredith says, you know, not verbatim, but she says that he had said something to the effect of that she was using sexuality, her son's sexuality to deflect from her own bad behavior, something to that effect. And Sean says, again, he didn't say anything like that. Like, did you guys actually listen to what I said? Like, did you actually listen to the full interview? Because if you didn't, you'd realize that wasn't what I said at all, and that you were probably taking what I did say out of context. And we do get like a little snippet of that interview. I still haven't gone to watch the whole thing, but still no proof at this point. But we see Seth over there, he's scrolling, finding whatever in his phone, and he jumps in to say, to read the headline of said proof by saying, or went a little bit like Sean what truly, I can't even say his name right. Sean Trujillo accuses Meredith Marks of using her son Brooks after gay rumors. ... And then he goes all of a sudden, and then he's like, proof. Wrong. Proof, bitch.
No, biatch. Proof, biatches. No, he didn't even put S's on it. He was talking to yes, he did. Yes, he did. I was like, whoa. Back down, boy. Ooh.
Please drink your solo cup, sir. Whitney, of course, they're like, wait, what did you just say?
After everybody already apologized. Now remember, we just got it all cleared up right here. We all cleared up, correct? We all cleared up. You decide in that moment, and I can understand you're mad because you think this is what this man did. But what I don't like is the fact that you would say that talking to Whitney. You didn't look at Sean's direction like you literally looked at Whitney like, who you? First up, see, this is the thing. You ain't about to talk. And Justin, I just kudos to you and your wife, because I don't know if I would have been able to. I would have reacted. I wouldn't have responded. I would have reacted. I would have flipped the table. Who are you talking to? And even when Whitney said in the confessional, I want to bust him in the throat. Like, I really want to just knock him out. Like, and I understand why, because literally, why are you coming at me? Like I said, all I said is, what's the proof? Because that's not proof. If you think that's proof, buddy, you're sadly mistaken. But go ahead and finish. That's crazy.
No, I mean that was
that's just crazy. Like literally, he pulled out a blog.
And that's the thing, like it was a blog, and I love how Angie jumped in at this point to be like, okay, that's all clickbait-ish. So, like, what exactly was the comment that was said? And again, Sean goes on to talk about how, well, what he can remember is that whatever happened last year did not land well, and the community being utilized, the LGBTQ community, she used to gain some type of leverage, but it was never that he said anything specific about Brooks or anything to that effect whatsoever, because even if he did say something about Brooks, he says he would apologize, but he's not going to sit there and take ownership and apologize for something that he says that he never said. And he said he doubled down on that. And I mean, Meredith then was left no choice but to accept it for what it was. And I want to say he even said something about her, using it to victimize herself. And she was like, oh, I'm not using it to victimize myself. I just said that I was hurt by something you said. And so she accepts it for what it is in the moment. And he even says, like, I would still like to move forward with you all. But that's basically up, the ball's in your court with that. But she still feels some type of way, of course. And in true Meredith fashion, in her confessional, she's like, you know what? I see that they're not going to own up to what they said or whatever. So noted. So this is, whenever Meredith speaks like that, y'all, she's not fully over stuff. And somehow in about 2 seasons, she's going to come back with she's going to do some underhanded, wild stuff. And this is not going to be the end though.
No, noted means she's going to talk about she's going to find a way to put their kid in her mouth, which she did on the after show. And she didn't say directly like this such about a lecture, but what she did say, but if somebody came for a lecture, then everybody would be mad. So yeah, that because that's a child. And I'm tired of her saying, the Wayne came for my child. Just say my son, because he's grown. You make it sound like this boy is a little kid. It don't sound right. He doesn't owe her an apology at all. I don't know why she's so delusional. And the fact that the other thing with Seth, Red Cup Seth, I'm gonna tell you right now, he's been wanting, willing, and able. He's been looking to say biatches. He been looking for it because it wasn't even that like. He been waiting to use it, like, and I don't know. Maybe he want to call his wife that. I don't know. But what I don't know,
weird.
Like, wait, what? That don't even sound like coming out your red cup mouth. You sound weird. That sounds weird. So I was like, and like I said, I already said it was just weird. As far as I'm trying to see about just cross the table. I just think that Seth should not have. I just think that even he just should have had a conversation like, so, I found this blog. This is what it said, or I found this, and he could have clearly said, y'all know that's not the news. Like, did y'all go watch? Did you go watch it? Because that's my other thing. If somebody says something about my son and it's on a blog, why wouldn't you go watch it? So you can have all that you need to know what you know, so you can take what you need to take out of it, and then you can confront him if that's what needs to be said.
I don't know if you watched the after show, but even on the after show, Angie admitted that, like, Seth had admitted that at this moment he had not watched the full thing. So I get it. Like, I'm the last person. I'm never going to tell you not to jump in and defend your partner. Like, definitely do that. And I'm not going to even sit here and say sometimes that I wait and try to figure it. No, like, sometimes I go head first. I get it. Okay, cool. But in this situation, Seth, you were so quick to jump in and you didn't even have all the facts. And in this situation, I could see if this was something that had occurred 2 seconds prior, but you've had months and months and months and months in between 2 seasons to go ahead and watch this podcast to really get down to the meat and potatoes of what was said, only for you guys to come here and not even do your, due diligence. Like,
and the fact that Sean, I love when Meredith said, so you're saying that you didn't say it. He said, yeah, I said it for the second time, and I'm doubling down on it. I already told you that I didn't say it, and y'all don't even have the proof to say that I said it, other than a whole title for somebody's clickbait. Like y'all are weird, and the fact that Sean turned around. The fact that Sean turned around and said, and you know what, I like y'all. We had a good time. I'm not even trying to be on that. I was like, oh my gosh, Sean, like literally, I don't understand how y'all don't see it. And Meredith and Seth, I'm sitting there like, I know they sitting there breathing it like, yeah, I don't care what he said. I don't believe him. And it's fair game. Seth was doing the most and having Meredith back a lot so that wouldn't have to talk about back. Yeah, that's the whole thing. And let's be clear, Orange Blossom, let's be clear. That's the main reason why he wanted her to have a bathtub too, because he went there with the intentions, knowing that he was going to leave within a day and a half. That didn't just come up. He was just like, I'm just going to make it act like, I'm going to just seem like, oh, I got to get her a bathtub. I definitely got to get her a bathtub. All that was a whole ploy. Like, I know now, I see how Seth moves. He knows who his wife is, and he just moves like a little snake. And let's be clear, he don't like moving like that.
This, because this is the point that I thought we made in the last video.
We said this.
I'm all for like kids being off limits. I'm not saying that we should be roping them into stuff, but last time I checked, Brooks has inserted himself into this group of women. So there's no holds barred. He is 20-something instead of 12. So it's fair game at that point.
And let's be clear, he wanted their support when he was doing his jogging line and his outfits, and he wanted everybody to be at his fashion shows. So let's be clear, everybody did their part, but he's a grown man. And like I said last week, if he had a problem with it, I'm sure he could have called Sean himself. That's a grown man. I don't care if that is your kid, your son, grown adult. Like, girl, stop trying to. That's the whole thing where everybody keeps saying you're playing victim. This is it. You're doing it right in the moment when you keep saying, just leave my kid out of it. Leave my kid. Like, your kid is grown. Stop it.
Exactly. And hi, Malfin. I hope I'm saying that right.
I think that's my fan. M-A-I or Malfan. Is it L? Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Hi. Welcome.
Malfan. Okay, my bad. Hey, how are you?
Y'all are too funny with these comments. Yeah, it was. Meredith, you could go, but let's move over to Angie. Angie in this scene bringing up, she tries to change the subject, like, let's talk about something more positive. Hey, Todd, I like you. Let's talk about, Gwen reconnecting with her grandparents. No, that's not what we're talking about. That's totally off limits, especially that being, I don't know if you caught him saying that's worse than what you've been through.
No, I thought he said that was worse than what we were just doing, what we just been through. Like, all this other thing that y'all were just talking.
So we're not going there. That's worse than what you even been through. Going back to what they were just talking about, Angie.
Okay.
That whole debacle between them.
Right.
I'll talk about that in a second. Angie, of course, she's like super apologetic. She's like, I didn't know that was off limits. Like, I'm so sorry. And Bronwyn's like, no, like it's fine. Like it's okay. And she jumps in trying to like assure her and kind of get things back on track and saying and explaining a bit about the situation, saying that even Lisa, like, she is in a weird place now with it being like she's friends with them and friends here, and she's just trying to explain the situation, y'all, only for Todd to jump back in and start saying, yeah, it's not even about your feelings, it's rooted in facts. And he starts to jump in and overtalk her and start saying like, yeah, we're not having this conversation, it is done. And in her confessional, Bronwyn says like, I was thinking the ladies are going to embarrass me, but actually it's not embarrassing me in this moment. And she says that they're both handle like their frustration and their anger in different ways. And he continues to throw this tantrum at the table by saying it's going to piss me off. So let's just stay away from it. And in his confessional, he's talking about how this is not the type of conversation to have over dinner. It's a super personal matter. And him being a supporter of both Bronwyn and Gwen, it's just no one's business, quite frankly. And it wasn't even Lisa's business to bring it up in the beginning. And so this scene actually ends with Lisa saying like, okay, yeah, can we go inside? Because it's actually kind of cold out here. Yeah, so then they migrate inside. I'm going to say at first I had to ask myself, in an effort to stay as unbiased as possible at all times, I had to ask myself, would I still feel the same way I feel about this situation and how he reacted and stuff like that if there wasn't a 26-year, however many year age gap between them? Yeah, I would still feel the same way. And so I say that to say, I think he was completely out of line, jumping in, over talking her to shut down a conversation when it's like, at the end of the day, that is her daughter. She's a almost 40-year-old woman. I think she knows how to handle conversations and how to navigate conversations. Like, you can't want better for me than I want for myself, because at that point it becomes disrespectful because you're over talking me. And furthermore, I was even more solidified in that fact when she said in her confessional that she was embarrassed. If she wasn't embarrassed, then that's on her. Then I wouldn't have nothing to say. But she's admitted that she's embarrassed in this moment by how you spoke and said whatever you said. So no, I'm looking at him real weird now, and more so like a dictator than I am a true like support system. That's all I have.
I agree with that, because last week she said he was her knight in shining a-hole. And so with that being said, last week that was funny. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, no, not so much this week, because literally, like you said, that's her situation. Granted, that's your wife, but let's be clear, this is me and my daughter's situation. And if I want to talk about it, whether you want to hear it or not, you support me in sitting here and listening to what I have to say. And if you have an opinion at the end of what I say and say, you know what, I've heard what my wife said, but in my opinion, ... cool. But it's all in the way. It's not what he said, it's how he said it to her. And again, bottom line, in something that really has not a thing to do with you and your blood droppings and your semen droppings. It has nothing to do with none of yours. Bless you. It has nothing to do with none of that. So for you should have sat back and just been like, you know what, let me see how she gonna maneuver out of this. And it could be a sore spot, and you could love him to the moon and back, and I'm being protective, but in this moment it didn't feel protective. It felt like you were like, we're not talking about this, and that's what I said. And I don't do well with bottom lines. I just don't, especially if you're my partner. And everybody felt out of pocket. But what made them feel out of pocket was what Bronwyn said before that, which was when everybody was like, it's nice out here, but it's cold. She was like, yeah, she said, it's beautiful, but it's miserable. Just like our marriage. The whole record. Wait, what? I mean, everybody was waiting. Now, when you holding on, you got $4 million around your neck, and you gonna have the nerve to say something about this dude right here like that, girl. I was just like, wait, what? So right then is where I said, ding, 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 ding. This is why she keeps asking questions and looking for approval, and why she takes a lot of like Lisa's little daggers and her little abuse, because she's always looking for approval. And yes, she's always trying to keep her husband in a good mood. That's why she puppeteering around in the airport and all this other crap. And yeah, all that stuff. I just feel like Bronwyn is always on eggshells, and that's not a way to live in a marriage. And I don't care if it has been 10 years. And if that is the case, like I said earlier, she didn't earn that necklace. You don't get the hell out of my face.
Facts. And I feel like we can even go back to her saying, and it's at the time I'm thinking, because that's healthy too. At the same time, I don't think that you should be living on top of each other all the time, every single day. You and your partner just like like this all day, every day. No. But I think she said something to the effect of like being like happy or being cool with the fact that he be gone so much, during the week or whatever. She said something to that effect before. And now I'm looking at it differently now. Like, yeah, she probably like, oof, thank God I ain't got
right.
It's like
she ushering him to the door.
Like, it was giving like grumpy old man at the table. It really was. And I see what you're saying right here, Carrie, where it's like sometimes that's why we have to be very careful of what we say to our partners or other close people to us, because they're not always gonna like, even when you forgive the person, 9 times out of 10 they may not be so forgiving. And I feel like that's even more so like as people age and stuff like that, they're really stuck in their ways and their mindset. So I think that really can come to play here, but it's still, I'm still seeing it being no, there's some toxicity with it too.
Yeah,
very much. You can't tell me. And we're going to see even more of it, I think, next week. And I'm not ready for that, because I'm not looking at Brownwood any differently, other than realizing her, I don't even want to call it flaws, because I mean, we all have things that we're constantly working on with ourselves. And this is just something I think she needs to work on with herself, is not feeling the need to always please the other people around her, i.e. Todd. Yeah, I don't. Todd only wants to hear about something once. He will tell you how he feels and it won't change. Have you seen the movie Girl? Yeah.
Trash.
Yeah, you guys, I think we all understand kind of, and I'll go back through here in a minute and catch up. But let's move on right now to day 2. It's finally day 2, and they head off to the IndyCar series. And like it was cool. Actually, Whitney says, even despite how the dinner went and how the whole previous day went, the night actually turned out really well. They were drinking, Angie was being Angie. They were and the girls were in the hot tub having a key and a time. They were playing pool. Like, it was actually, and I think I seen some like heart-shaped fireworks. Like, it was really a cute.
That's where they should have.
Maybe it was drones.
That's all they needed to be doing the whole time. Like, literally, this is a couple trip. Y'all should be in love. Y'all should be celebrating love. I mean, but I guess
somebody should be running off in the corner to do it. Like,
maybe the orbit and the energy and the way this is set up with us seeing the way their marriage is unfolding in front of us, and they're the ones that are on the show. So we are talking about it, and I'm sorry if he's coming off a certain kind of way, Brown, because that is not our intention. We're just learning, you guys. But at the same time, it's like, if you knew this about you and your husband, y'all cannot come on TV and think that y'all gonna be able to act like y'all can run the TV. It don't work like that. But she's still in the marriage, though. Heather Dubrow said they come on Housewives to lead their.
Yeah, y'all know the starter pack. They stick around. They get solidified for like a season or 2. The divorce papers, we've seen it time and time again.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't even think about, I mean, obviously I wasn't thinking about anything being troubled in the waters over at Baldwin's house until this episode. So now I'm thinking like, oh my God, could she fall into that type of into that logic? Do you think?
I don't know, because she's still saying, I love my husband, even though I don't want to tell I don't want to say what it is about him that I love. I don't want to, bore you guys with the details. And that part, did you get to this part? But if you didn't, I'll just say it, because I know we're going to be running with the fact that he was like, oh, well, she was like, oh, I can name 2 things. And that fool brought out his black card.
Yeah, well, that was here too.
What the hell is going on?
What is going on? I'm glad you brought that up. I was like, that's why I'm like, is it passive aggressive? Is it
jokes and kikis, or what are we doing?
Is it like, now I'm so confused. I'm like, I don't know how to take it for face value or not.
Confusion. Shout out to Jamie. That's me. Confusion.
It is. But not too much happened really with the race, except the fact that
except for they were trying to hook Heather up with the racer.
That was actually funny. Shout out to
Greg. Come on.
That was funny.
Come on, Red Cup.
Actually, I like that you brought that up too, because that's what should have happened. That I feel like is fine to bring Heather up in that capacity.
Loved it. Loved it.
That's fine. That's where she should have been brought up, not FaceTiming at the pool. No.
Too soon. Too soon, people. Too soon.
And also Lisa screaming at the driver to take his shirt off. And Brown also said too, she was like, "Oh, he's cute" or whatever. And I mean, our eyes aren't broken, whatever. But it was more so the fact that, again, Lisa, I'm still not seeing any chemistry, but she doesn't ever have that towards her husband. So it's just kind of weird.
Hey.
But he wasn't phased. He just said, as long as he'll take her to dinner.
What does that mean? What's that mean? When he says that, was that wait, are we supposed to read between the lines? What that mean? As long as he don't take her to dinner. Is that what was that the rumor that happened when with the basketball tickets or something? I was like, hold on, John, you one of your balls dropped. Oh, okay, you got one of them. You need to grab the other one. Go ahead.
I don't know. And really the only other thing, hey Yvette, oh my God, I missed you.
I love.
The only other thing in this scene that I really would even bring up that's worth noting is Whitney with her continued shade. Seth and Meredith look miserable over there, and she was like, "Why does Meredith's face always like that, or whatever?" And Justin's like, "Oh, that's just a resting face. My ex-wife."
I love that he didn't say rest in peace.
I wish I could go find that picture. There was actually a picture of his ex-wife on Twitter, and I was like,
"Oh, I want to see," because he said that.
You tried it. You tried it.
You know what that is cold blood to say, but my thing is he didn't say rest in B face. He just said rest in face. And then the other thing is shout outs to Chanel Ayan because
VVIP.
Come on now. When Rowan said, yeah, we VVIP. I said, you better tell them. And this is for real. This is real deal. So shout out to Chanel Ayan for letting people know what the VVIP really look like. Okay. Hey, my man, what it looked like. That shout out to Last Dragon. I'm going to keep messing with you now. I'm going to leave it alone. But yes, I need to see this girl. I need to see because
I was like, you tried it. We're not going to do that. We over there doing that on Potomac, trying to downplay people's exes and stuff. We're not going to do that over here in Salt Lake City, Justin, even if you guys are not together anymore. Justin has older kids. Yeah, right? Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, is that your kid, your kid's mother you talking about? Ooh, yikes. Like, does that mean one of your kids got this face?
Maybe it wasn't shady, though. Maybe, like, if that's a known thing and, like, she does have
some people just do.
But you can't. But when you bring it up in this type of arena, it's going to sound shady.
I think he was trying to clean it up for his wife was saying it, and then the fact that that's just how it is. She kind of looked like Whitney.
He has a type.
He definitely has a type. Oh, he was cutie cute.
Wow, young Justin is crazy.
Oh, Justin, what you use so? Because I love his dimples. He got the really white boy face, like the white boy face, literally.
That's really all I really had. I feel like to say. Oh, no. Lisa and Bronwyn do attempt. Bronwyn goes over to Lisa to have the one-on-one conversation, but that's to no avail because it's so freaking loud. So they're they got let them work out. It was a fail. So they all go back to the house. First things first, Seth has to say his goodbyes. He actually delayed his departure up until this point. So he's about to head off to Ohio, and he actually
delayed it one more day, sucker. Go ahead.
Exactly. He is saying goodbye to Angie and Sean, actually, who were outside by the pool, and cute, cool. Everything was fine with them. They say, get where you're going safe. Everything's fine. Only for him to get out of earshot, for them to turn to each other and talk about how it was very interesting last night at the dinner and stuff. And Sean brings up how, it was very inappropriate that he decided to call you guys biatches when, we know it's inappropriate because that really means bitches. Like, we're not stupid. And Angie shares in that same sentiment. And as they're discussing this, Whitney and Justin step outside and they weigh in on it as well by saying how, rude it was. And I want to say this is when Whitney brought up the fact that no matter what, it's like Lisa's always going to have, or Meredith's always going to have an issue with something that they do. I might be misspeaking. I don't know. But they also say that Seth wasn't there to, or no. Ooh, when Justin was like, yeah, that wasn't cool. I thought we learned, our lesson at Angie's party that us husbands weren't going to, get involved and stuff like that. But he's like, oh, wait, oops, forgot. Seth wasn't there.
Oh, that was shade.
I was like, that was shade. I actually liked it.
I did too.
That's truth, though. At the same time, no, you weren't there. So I guess you didn't learn that lesson. That's maybe if you were more present, you wouldn't think that it's a befitting time at a dinner table full of people to say biatches in the middle of nowhere. Like, that's just so stupid to me.
Yeah.
And Angie's ready to retract her olive branch with Meredith because it's just like, no matter what, I'm quiet. I refrain from saying a lot of stuff that I have to say in order to, foster peace with her. And it still is like to no avail. There's no pleasing this lady. So why don't I retract my olive branch or hit her over the head with it? I think that's fair. Do you have anything to say about that?
I just really feel like if you watch I'm thinking about the way Sean and Lisa was their thing. You saying Angie felt that way about Meredith. What is Meredith and Angie mad about? I'm sorry. The couple's trip is over. Mary has rude awakening for her back home. Oh. Wait, you said Angie and Meredith are bumping here, and Angie is tired of doing the olive branch for Meredith, or were we talking about Lisa?
Oh, Meredith. I don't know why I said Lisa.
It is Meredith. No, you said Meredith.
Yeah.
You said it right. I was just wondering. I'm just trying to make sure that's what we were saying.
I remember Whitney said at some point during this episode that no matter what her and Angie do or something, that this person's always going to have an issue with them. I feel
I remember hearing that.
Lisa or Meredith.
I do remember hearing that. I don't know. I just, for Angie, for me, if I was Angie, I would just kind of back up a little bit and just kind of watch, people. It's unless you're going to just speak up and just like what your husband say, like literally, if they don't respect you, you want to like literally, like you said, Greeks don't apologize, then let people know what's going on so that you don't feel any kind of way or that you're holding anything back or anything, because nobody's holding back on you and your husband. So yeah, just do what you got to do. If anyone files for divorce, it will be Todd. Ooh, Brown got it made. He's gone all the time.
And he really seems to think in his head that like this is going to be the last, because they asked him as they were about to leave the trip and everything, like production's like, would you do this again or whatever? And he's like, no. I'm like, you do know you're on the show though, right? And like, so is that your way of saying,
don't ask me again?
Not gonna be on the show anymore? Or are you not gonna, like, what does that mean going forward? And I don't see her, I don't want her off the show, and I hope that she wouldn't want to be off the show because of that. I'm not saying that you should not try to be in like harmony with your partner on important things, but I don't feel like she's doing anything bad by being on the show. And I don't also think that you should hold your partner back from wanting to do things that bring them joy and stuff. If it's not bringing anybody harm, like if it does bring their marriage harm and stuff like that, then I can understand. But if it's just because you don't like mess going on around you and too much drama for, your liking and blah, blah, blah. If it's just because of that, then no, then bye. Then I'd sign the papers right now if I was her.
Y'all acting up in the comments. Y'all acting up, and I'm always gonna be here for it. Start with Orange Blossom. Under Kevin. You can go with Kevin. No, go up. Yeah.
Still confused where Seth learned the word biatch from.
All right, now go down to Michelle. Not the next comment, 2 comments down.
I mean, that's not is it a lie though? Probably not. Like, and that's the thing. Maybe they need to go back to that. Maybe they need to be in a non-monogamous partnership. Maybe that is going to work better for them because he can't seem to stay home long enough. She is insatiable at the same time, it seems like. So maybe they just don't need to be together. Like maybe they will be the next
couple of them won't make it.
To divorce because it doesn't seem very like they're having fun for real. But speaking of them, he does say his final goodbyes to her, and at the same time, he wants to make sure everything is good, obviously, before he departs. And she's like, this is a lot, and I'm not loving it, but and they kiss, and he goes about his way. And then in her confessional, she talks about how she was appreciative that he delayed his departure, but at the same time, they haven't really resolved anything. And now he's going back to Ohio and not Utah. So that's not going to be no resolution. And I'm like, even if he didn't have to leave, though, I still just don't see them being like, I don't think they're in a solid place as she's thinking or has made it seem in this last season or two. Then,
right?
If it all comes down to something like that. Moving on, though, we get this final quiet sit down between Lisa and Bronwyn, y'all. They sit around the pool to have this conversation, and Bronwyn opens up with saying that, her being friends with Lisa, it seems like, as she's started to become friends with Lisa's friends, it's like changed something with them. And Lisa's like, well, what do you think it's changed? And she's like, she doesn't know why. But before she can even really answer the question, Lisa's like, well, can I just tell you how I feel? And so Bronwyn's like, okay, or whatever. And she starts the conversation. And honestly, I was confused. I was confused as hell about what Lisa's point was in this. She said that she had a conversation with Heather because she felt like Heather was upset and she doesn't know why. And Bronwyn's thing is she doesn't know what Heather came to Lisa to say, but she knows as far as she is concerned, she was left in tears. So if we're talking about, Heather being emotional and her explaining her side, that's all cool. But that was also coupled with the fact that she was also saying all these mean and nasty things to me that you didn't defend me on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I hope I'm explaining that correctly, because again, I was confused as to what point Lisa was even trying to make in this scene by saying like, okay, she was trying to convey Heather's feelings, and it comes down to it being that you guys just look at things like super like differently, and that being like, I guess, the root cause and the root issue between y'all two.
It's no.
I don't know. What did you
I'm
get?
gonna tell you what you don't know. I'm gonna tell you what it is, sister. Let me break it down. It's very simple.
It's made out of it ultimately, but
here's the sense for you. Let me make it clear. This is what it sounded like when she was talking. Want, 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 want. You know why? Because that's what it sounded like when Heather was talking to Meredith and Lisa when she was trying to tell them about what Bronwyn said and did to her at her house. Let's be clear. Lisa is squirming and getting backed into a corner all at the same time and can't even get out of it because she can't get out of her own way. Like, she literally cannot get out of her own way. Nothing's making sense because literally what you're trying to make sense, you can't, because you know why? She told us why. Literally, Bronwyn is trying to hold Lisa's feet to the fire and tell her that you think you must agree, and you haven't got to, but you must agree when Heather tells y'all that I'm two-faced, that you agree. Oh no. She's like, okay, well then you're trying to stay in the middle and see how we both, what my side is and what her side is. Oh no. She's like, yeah, because I'm not two-faced, right? I'm like, whoa.
She's like going around the block to answer the question.
You know why she's going around the block? Because she's going to lie to her face, because she's going to tell her no, but she's going to get in the confession and say, oh yeah, I do think she's a two-faced. She is two-faced. And I'm like, see, Lisa,
that's what she does.
Credibility shot. You don't take accountability for nothing. Now you're going to lie to her face. You only want to use her for her first class and her trip and just getting out there. Girl, I was like, whoa, Lisa, like literally you are showing us. And now I understand why Gunica was all in your behind. Like literally, I already knew why. And I don't even like Gunica like that. But I'm just saying, like literally, I miss Gunica in this moment because that's who always kept you and your crow's feet together. Like literally annoying. I just was like, are you serious, Lisa?
I was so confused.
Confused, bamboozled, led astray.
I was so confused. And it's like I at least wanted her to like make it make sense a little bit more, but it was like instead of her just admitting exactly what you just said, which is what she admitted in her confessional during the scene, which is that she does see Bronwyn as being two-faced right now. She doesn't trust her, all those things, but it's just like, and Bronwyn was saying that she was calling her out to her face and saying like, yeah, it's looking really much like you are purposely taking Heather's side in this because you don't truly feel the way I thought you would feel based off of our history together. But then at the same time, instead of resolving it so that we never have to hear about this again, you patch it up with the whole like, I'm here because I wanted to be here with you. Can I have a hug?
Girl.
What? So confused.
And then wait, did you see the backward thing? She said, can I have a hug? I know people think you don't like hugs. What? Or what? Lisa, you ain't even embraced the lady before you already telling her that she don't even like what you gonna give her. I just want to punch her in her throat one good time. Just punch her in her throat one good time because she's literally not paying the attention. She's not reading the room. You think you can keep patching this little band-aid over this wound? Girl, you not, girl, it's a whole, this wound is so big and you just keep making it bigger and bigger and bigger. And every time we hear in a confessional, there's no accountability. It's all everybody else but her.
Yeah, it was weird. And I got to the point where it's like, Bronwyn literally was like telling her, like, I'm about to cry right now. Like, if we're supposed to be speaking in feelings and you being moved by Heather's tears or whatever, well, I had my own, like, so why is it her feelings versus my feelings right now is what it's seeming. Bronwyn said, and I remember her saying in the confessional or the after show that like it was like 1 minute like they were able to resolve something, and at the same time though they left this trip with a slew of other problems and her still looking at Lisa weird. So all these conversations were of no avail, and I don't see them rectifying this by the end of the season whatsoever. I don't. But the final scene we get, y'all, like I said before, production asking Todd if he'd ever do this again. Him saying no, he never will. Lisa and John are super excited to see Henry. Whitney and Justin, they're packing up. Angie, Sean, everybody's packing up. Everybody's getting ready to go out of there. They do take a group photo. Meredith was right in the middle because she has no, other half to her couple right now. So after that, they all go to start checking their flights because Angie's like, hey, how are we getting home? And Ron was like, I got y'all, duh. I got y'all flights. Like, duh. They're not going back on the private plane, but she did get them flights. And Lisa, like, they all start checking their flights and everything. And Lisa notices that she's not in first class. And not only is she not in first class, but she is in coach. And she does not carry coach. And she damn sure does not fly in coach. She hasn't flown in coach since, like, college. So he immediately starts to complain about that. Bronwyn is like, is she serious? Last time I checked,
47 minutes.
47-minute flight. It's a 47-minute flight, like full stop, like first and foremost. Second, not only did I get you a private jet here with the cool experience, I've got you a gift. I got John a gift. And now like I got you flights back and everything, and it's a whole problem because it's not first class. Like what is going on with you, Lisa? Like it's a 47-minute flight, and she's doing all this hooping and hollering. She's telling John to look up some extra some different seats. Is there anything in comfort? Is there anything over here? Like, no. And he's like, if we try to switch it, it's gonna get us home much later. And just as much as she misses Henry, she must not really miss him because she's like, okay, that's fine. It's not like he like is in trouble or anything like that. So she was willing to elongate her day.
She was willing to go to the coast all the way to fly back when she already closer to Palm Springs and That's why it's gonna take longer.
Like if worst comes to worst, we could just fly to LA for LAX and then go from there, and just doing all this extra stuff, and everybody's just like, everybody else is just kind of chilling, ready to go, like they're fine with it. Like, yeah, even John in this moment, instead of him, and this is where I started to really just be completely over him, them, whoever, because I'm like, even in this moment, you see how ungrateful she's being. You see how extra she's being. And instead of telling her that she's being extra because this 47-minute flight and coach is not going to unalive her, like she's going to be totally fine after this. Like you say, oh yeah, kick back, put your, close your eyes and act like you're in first class. But you didn't really like shake her and say like, girl, like get it together, because right now you're making us look crazy and I'm not bothered. You shouldn't be bothered. Nobody else is bothered. Like, are you
You're
serious?
not right. She didn't put everybody on the private plane and put y'all in coach. Everybody's going in coach.
She was like, there's only four seats up here in first class or whatever. So I put me and Todd up there, and then I got you guys all seats together as best as I could in other areas or whatever. So she did try and stuff. At least I feel like that was probably the best that I would have appreciated, which is the fact that you at least got them seats together with their partners or whatever. Not Meredith, she's gonna be by herself. But like, are we serious? And it's like, on one hand, is this the trivial stuff that we like to see with Housewives and then being funny, stuff like that? Yeah, I do. But it was just like, at the same time, it was like, Lisa, you're like, I wouldn't have been so upset probably with her in this moment if she had not been a thorn in so many people's ass this entire trip with her antics and her extraness or whatever. Had she not had any other infractions the whole trip and it was just this, then I'd be like, oh, it's just Lisa being Lisa, whatever, ha. But you just took this high and to the right for what? And John, you didn't check her and make her and ground her for what? So stupid.
Crazy. Was that the last scene? That was it?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, John, grow you a new pair or get yours from your wife, because I'm tired. Like, literally, I'm tired. Like, literally, she's going to get you pounded. Justin's going to pound you. Like, not Justin, but somebody's going to. Like, literally, Lisa's going to put you in a bad position, and one day you're not going to be able to get yourself and maneuver yourself out of it. If you continue to let her think that she wears the pants, and I'm not saying it like in no patriotic way. I'm saying, like, if y'all don't have a partnership and she keeps running things, you're gonna find yourself in a world of trouble.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one, Kevin. I was so confused during that moment. Like the point that she was like, what point are you trying to make right now?
She couldn't make one. You can't make sense out of nonsense.
This Bronwyn at least conversation. Yes, I agree. I so agree, y'all. Bronwyn should have shoved her head in the pool and baptized her so she could form an answer. I would be like, give me that ticket back, and I would have ripped it up in front of her and like figure it out your own self. Then that's what I would have done. But that's just me. Mm-hmm. And knows that bad brother know how to spin a story and destroy. Yeah. And y'all, I'm not saying any of this because I've forgotten the fact that Whitney was apparently disingenuous and dishonest in how then the whole Alibaba and the whole her sources and stuff like that, because she even doubled down on it in this episode. She even said that she doesn't know where to go with Lisa because it's like she believes her sources through and through. So I'm not forgetting that fact, but at the same time, Lisa could have handled a lot of situations in this episode differently at the same time. Lisa Land is so shallow. I made her walk home complaining. Yes, would have ripped that ticket up.
Honey.
Henry just so, yes, exactly. And that's why I'm like, weren't we just talking about, wait, whoa.
Your parenting? You were
so upset that people were labeling you a bad parent, only for us to fast forward to this scene during this episode in the future, you showing us you being a less than attentive parent, because an attentive like parent that really was about being a parent in the moment would have been like, man, I just want to get back to my kid. It is what it is. We all gonna get there to say. That's the thing. People be acting like when it comes to first, and y'all, by no means, the day that I can afford to fly in first class each and every time I fly is going to be the day. So by no means am I downplaying. Like I would love that, but in this case, it's like that is not going to change anything. You guys are all people be acting like just because you're at this side of the plane and I'm at this side of the plane, we might board at different times. We might get off at different times. But last time I checked, we're all going to get off at the same destination. So
we're all going to the same place. We're all going to get there at the same time too.
Maybe unless something changed, I don't know.
My love, hey Shar. My girl, my love. I love you so much.
Hey, Kaylee. Thank you for joining us.
You like John? What you like about him? Don't tell me.
He doesn't do enough like downright like bad, like he doesn't do anything actually bad. No, dislike him. No, that's fine, but he doesn't balance Lisa out in the way that she needs to be balanced out. He's the only one that can do that.
Yeah, she definitely needs it. And it ain't like, oh, go bully her. Oh, just tell her it's my way or the highway. We don't want a bottom line. I just said that about Todd and his wife. All I'm saying is like, make her value what you say to her. Like when you told her, you know what, you and Bronwyn should have a conversation by yourself, and she turned around and said, oh, yeah, okay, and then turned around and said it right in front of everybody. Like you didn't just say it to her. Like that's what we're saying.
You're low key. This is going on, and I'm not saying that other people didn't contribute to a degree to the trip going a little awry at certain points. I'm not going to put it all on Lisa, but a lot of it I am going to put on her. And it's just like, even those moments, you couldn't be like, hey, we're all trying to have a good time. Like, can you just, like, for the betterment of the group? And in this situation, yes, you were complicit in her spiting your son. Actually, ultimately, in this instance, is that not what happened? Ultimately, what she did was say F Henry in this moment because I care about my comfort and my lifestyle more than him right now. That's what this shows me.
And John, let's be clear, she's little.
You allowed her to do that.
She's a small woman, though. She don't even need all that rum, girl. You be sitting in coach, you would have been all right. You're a little lady. You like my legs get like I have long legs. I have long legs for my. I'm only 5'6.5", but my legs are most of that is my legs. So like my legs need to be stretched out. Girl, you got little legs. You probably going like this on the sitting down. Like literally, girl, you don't need all that room. Shut up and sit down. Get to your kid, the one that you don't have the video games babysitting. You know what I mean? That kid. Yeah, him.
It's just like so it was just so extra, and it was like, oh my God, like they just needed to whack us one more time, apparently. With Lisa was down to whack us one more time, apparently, because it was just insane. And hey, Shar, thank you for joining us. Y'all. I want to say that's all I got. And I'm really sad about that because I really enjoyed discussing this episode with you all. I knew it was going to be a lengthy one because a lot happened. And I knew not even just a lot of like real things happened in this episode that I feel like were good to expound upon. There was a lot of good takeaways, I feel like, from this episode. Don't be ungrateful. Don't be an enabler. Don't shelter your kids to the point that now they run loose and crazy once they, hit adulthood.
Don't call women biatches. Biatches.
Like it's a lot. There's a lot that happened. We're still dissecting, trying to peel. I'm gonna still be here dissecting it with you guys week after week, trying to figure out if everything is really good over at Bronwyn's house or not.
The season trailer.
I wanted to actually given. Oh yeah, let's talk about the trailer a little bit. But let me also say that I'm gonna reach out to Bronwyn. I would actually love to
let's do it. Let's do it.
Actually be very interested in interviewing her. So y'all, I'm gonna try to get that going. I am. I'll reach out. But as far as the mid-season trailer, how did you guys feel about that? Because one, I will tell you, first and foremost, I am absolutely not ready to see Mary and her son have a conversation about anything. As much as I want it to happen, because I know it needs to happen.
I'm gonna cry.
I'm personally not ready. I even was like, yeah, like it's every single time I be trying to fight back tears in their scenes because it's just so, ooh, I can't.
And he looks just like his mom. Like literally, when I look at him, like, dang, that is Mary's kid. Like,
yeah, yeah.
Yes, Kimmy Nicole. Yes.
We find out that I guess it's who's other? Hold on, let me watch it real quick. We find out that I already knew that it was Gunica that Whitney reached out to, but we find out that it was her, and for what reasons, we shall find out and everything.
Lisa gonna bust a gasket. She gonna holler again. I don't know for what, but it looked like I remember her busting a gasket on the. That's her whole little thing. She's a small package, and I'm like that too. I get very passionate. I get very loud. Like usually I get like that when I think that I'm right. But for her, we literally watch her be wrong, and she still feels the same passion. I'll just be like, dang.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready for Heather to rejoin the group because she's about to start lying and pissing
to produce.
Brittany, I'm eager to see what this this last unturned and stone Brittany has to bring up. Who recorded who put a voice recorder in Meredith's room? I want to know. And
you know what's funny? When you look at the table and the way they were sitting when she was talking, Brittany is over there. And I'm like, why would Brittany do that to you? Like, but it literally looks like she's over there looking at Brittany. I was like, oh no.
I hope it's not, because wasn't Meredith the only person that, when they were in Milwaukee, wasn't Meredith the only person that went and made sure that Brittany was good after?
Yes.
What was up?
I don't think it was her.
She was in the bathroom crying.
Yes. Yeah. That was her. You're right. You're right.
On another. Wait, are they about to go on another trip too? Because they're like on boats and stuff. They ain't got like bullets and blue water like that.
I don't know. We're gonna find out though. Because we still got to get a full cast trip. Mary, Heather. I could see one more because remember, that's not a cast trip.
Oh,
that
actually,
was Rowan and them. That was Rowan and Todd's though.
We already knew that though, because going back to it in the regular season trailer, that whole, remember, it was like who's at the door, and they were peeking at the door trying to like figure out what they were talking about or whatever. So we already knew there that.
But not only that, sis.
I think it's Mexico.
When they're all gonna be Lisa's, and we gonna see Whitney go off on her as a Lisa, because I was like, why she got this wig on her head? I forgot. All they're gonna be, it's gonna be a Lisa day. I don't know if it has to do with her birthday or what it has to do with, but we are gonna get all of them being Lisa's, and on that trip is where they're gonna. Yes, thank you, Michelle. Appreciate you. I'm glad you guys enjoyed yourselves in our chat today. But yeah, I can't wait to see that, because it literally is like y'all get out in public and then y'all show your ass.
Yeah. There's still a lot to give with this season. I was actually also pondering, like, okay, who do I think, just based on what we've seen so far, I'm like, what is this reunion seating going to look like? Because I'm like, wait. Monica, I think she hit a record last.
She did the first, she hit the first seat in the first rookie season.
So if we're still following that concept, I have no issue with Bronwyn being up there. But I can see like, who
you think they're gonna put next to her? Heather. Only because she gonna want to. No, it should be Lisa. It should be Bronwyn and Lisa in them seats, and then they can go around. Because Lisa is literally, she needs to be in the hot seat. Somebody needs to take her and say, look, girl, look. And especially when we're gonna go playing stuff back, excuse me, for the reunion, I just want to watch her be like, I just disagree. I don't agree. And everybody painted me out to be this, and it's not gonna be that. No, it's not gonna be that. Where you go, sis? What's going on? Can y'all still hear me? I don't know.
Sorry, like as I was talking, but no, I brought this up here to look and see, like, okay,
oh yeah, that's good, because I was looking at the fact that Michelle said that that she kind of missed Monica, so that's why that's why I stopped talking. But I'm glad you guys told me that y'all could hear me. But I literally looked at that comment like, "Oh, you miss Gunica? Okay." I just feel like she could have came back. I know my counterpart there, my sis, was like, "Nope, ain't no way she coming back." So, yeah. But okay, looking at this picture, what do we think is gonna happen? Like I said, I still feel like Bronwyn can take that first seat. And I feel like Lisa could take the next seat. And then I feel like on Lisa's side, who's gonna sit by Lisa? Because everybody's mad at her. Or Meredith can sit over there. Meredith can sit over there, and that's it. And that's it. And then on Bronwyn's side,
Bronwyn would
be Heather.
And then it would be Heather, Lisa, and Meredith.
And Meredith. Yep, that's how I see it. I see Lisa.
And then when Brittany comes out, she can go over there too.
Yep. And then Brittany, if she comes out, she can go over there with Heather and them because with Meredith and them. Yep. I think we just hit it. I think that's where it's gonna be at.
Yeah, y'all. But we still have a whole like half a season, I guess, left or whatever. So we be here, same place, y'all.
Kev, I thought the live was over too. I said, damn, I said, oh yeah, it's over. It's done.
An appointment reminder or whatever. I'm sorry. Like literally as I'm like, oh God. But definitely enjoyed y'all. You are always keeping the chat so active. We appreciate everybody's opinions, everybody's thoughts and stuff. I love how we can all come down here every week and agree. We can disagree respectfully. The whole nine. Don't forget again to like the video. We are streaming again from both channels. I appreciate everybody who's been watching down on Twitter.
Yes, come on, X, do y'all thing.
Yes, appreciate y'all over there. And just like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the things. And I mean, that's all I have. Unless you have anything else.
I do have one other thing. I know the last time I came was on Tuesday. We did our review. I told y'all to go check us out if y'all didn't see it. But it was my mom's birthday on that Tuesday, my mom and her twin. Today is my grandmother's 85th birthday. So it's Granny Cutie's birthday. She's 85 today. So I already talked to her today. She's in great spirits. She do what she does. I love her so much. And I'm so thankful. Like I told her today, I'm so thankful to God for letting her see another solar return. And my grandmother's, that's young. That's my granny, not my mama, my grandmother, who is 85. So I feel very blessed, and I hope she's here to see another whatever he has in store for her. But I love you, Granny, and her name is Early. Even though we always late, thanks to my grandmother, because her name is Early. She's always late, and we're always late. But like my slogan is, I'm always late, but I'm worth the wait, baby. So happy birthday, Granny. I love you so much.
Yes. Happy birthday, Grandma Cutie. Y'all, make sure you say your happy birthdays in the comment section as well. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Bye, y'all.